I don't even know what this is. It's not TGIF 13. It's not Exploding Heads. It's something completely new.
All I came up with was Christian and Chris's Music Extravaganza podcast.
Christian and Christmas music extravaganza! Podcast!
Which this will probably be the first and last show. But who knows?
Yeah,
We'll
who
see.
knows? We'll see how it goes.
Gary Miller's going to hate this because when Exploding Heads would talk about music for more than 5 minutes, he'd be like, God, they talked about music forever. So, Gary, my old buddy, you may want to change the channel right now, dude, because that's all we're talking about is music. No movies.
This is what it's all about. I mean, I'm talking here, but Chris set this up. He had this idea because of the stupid thing I created, which I guess will lead into. I don't even know how to start this. You take the lead.
So, was it in October when you
Officially
released your first? Okay. So, from anyone who doesn't know, let's just do official intros. But if you're watching this, you know who the guy to my left is. You know him from 10 years of Exploding Heads, RIP. Many years on Thank God It's Friday the 13th podcast that he co-hosted with his ex-boyfriend Vince.
Yeah.
I missed that show, dude. I hope you're going to finish out the run of the final 3 episodes or what it's going to be.
Yeah. I think there's only 2 now.
Oh, so
wait,
2?
no, you're right. No, you're right.
Because there were supposed to be 4 more, and you've only done 1 of those, right?
Yeah.
What's the holdup? You just can't get together, or what?
Hey, the craziest part is I thought he was actually further away than he actually is. He's not even farther away. He's like 20 minutes away. 20 minutes.
What? He's one of your best friends, and you don't know where the fuck he lives?
I thought, no, he told me he moved. And when he came over the last time when we recorded the last episode, I'm like, yeah, so you're like in Brantford, which is like, further away, not terribly far, but further away. And he's like, no, because my family's in Brantford. I'm in Hamilton. I'm like, what? And then my wife, Carrie, was like, yeah, he's in Hamilton. I'm like, why am I the one that thought he was in Brantford? This is my life, man. This is what sometimes I have to second guess what I say because I'm like, is this fact or is it fact in my own mind? And that's been my life.
So, and you also, well, a couple of you might know him from Pretty Bad Movie Gab.
A couple.
Yeah, a couple, if you're lucky. He co-hosts that with his old high school buddy Mike, aka the grumpiest man in Canada. And I'll tell you what, man, you guys need to keep Darren on the show. That has added another layer of just the whole, familiarity, vibe, history you guys have with each other. Even if he can't be on every show, it's been a very nice addition to the show.
Well, he was actually saying that he actually has one more episode because we screwed up. There's 5 weeks in March. We weren't thinking. So there's another episode. So when Chomps comes out this weekend.
So you recorded it already?
It's recorded and it's edited.
How was it?
It works.
Was it amazing?
Yeah, okay, it's fun. Good. It's fun. And I uploaded it. So it'll come out Sunday morning. And we realized as we're recording that we have another week. So Darren will be on one more episode. But he admits on the show.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead. He admits what?
That he likes being a listener. He says this has been fun, but he prefers being a listener.
Well, I get that, but he's on the shows he's been on. It's not like he's been a dominant speaker. He's definitely the third wheel, but he adds just enough inflection in to add something to it. I really like it.
Oh, I gotta pass that on.
So, is the 5th movie going to be Fright Night 2?
No, it ends up not being Fright Night 2.
Okay,
I'll keep that one a surprise.
I'm so glad that even came up, the Fright Night 2 thing. Otherwise, we would have never heard the story about you making out with Tammy as soon as Fright Night 2 started and leaving poor Darren sitting there in 90 minutes of uncomfortable.
Hey, he's the one that stayed. He could have left.
Yeah, but that's almost more awkward, just getting up and leaving.
I stopped. I said, where are you going? Sit down.
That's amazing.
Watch this. I was 15 years old, man. I mean, it was like I couldn't imagine doing that now.
I guess I'm looking at it now as an adult, so I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Now you just got to have Brent the Rat Neville on.
Yeah, that's it. I was telling my wife.
Who is that guy? I still don't know.
So
Who
Brent,
is he?
Brent is was my first and best friend for the longest time. He was my best man at the wedding.
I thought you were gonna say it was your first lover.
Yeah, my first lover too. Childhood friend. He lived right around the corner. Always at my house. It's not like we had a falling out. We just lost contact. I moved a few times. Our family, the whole thing. It's happened, but just
Right.
with him, and I think he lives in town, which is even crazier. But we just have not gotten together. So I guess at this point, it's more awkward to get together. I just talked to Carrie about this last week. I said I feel like I should reach out to him, but then it's that awkwardness of not seeing him. I think since 2007.
Oh my God! And you haven't you don't text or anything?
Well, we did text. We texted and we spoke because he had cancer and beat it, and then we said we
Oh,
are going to get
shit.
together, and then we didn't. But we talked about that, and then I think I mean I don't even know the outcome, but the last I spoke to him, he mentioned that him and his wife are getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And then his father had passed away.
I know all about that.
Yeah.
Hi, Kelly.
She's a huge. I don't know if you know this. She's a huge listener of Pretty Bad Movie Guy.
Pretty Bad Movie Guy fan.
Yeah. Now let me introduce the guy to my left. Funny, we're on each other's left. So Chris, about like 2.5 years ago, was like an avid podcast listener. Had mentioned that he'd like to be on a show as a guest or whatnot, and he's Mr. Fleece. He was the one that was texting. I don't know if it was me out of the blue or Dave out of the blue. I think it was Dave.
No. I posted a message on the Patreon app. It was like at midnight on a Friday night. I was shit-faced. And I was like, these motherfuckers have not reviewed any of my choices for the last 2 months. So I was just got my phone out. I was like,
stop fleecing the listeners.
Yes. I said, stop fleecing the listeners out of their money. And then when I woke up the next morning, Dave had already responded to it. And I was like, oh my God. What was your reaction when you saw my message? How mad were you?
I was mad because I was like,
okay, you had every right to be.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell, man? We're trying our best here. This is why we were getting backlog with the Patreon requests, and
you were doing like 2 and 3 Patreon picks per show.
Oh,
I can't even imagine now. After having done this for a couple plus years, I can't even imagine that shit.
So then we responded, and I mean, I think I brought it up on the show. That's where the rage came in. But I'm like, what's his name? Chris Scott, Chris, aka Scott, and then that's how it started. Yeah. And because Dave loves that, he loves when I fuck up a name or when people fuck up names. I don't know. He always seems to get some joy out of it.
Which you do quite often.
Yeah,
as we know.
and he was bummed out too because he only wants to his credit, he only wants everybody to be happy and everything like that. So I think it bummed him out. But then we really everything was amended really quickly. Like you were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, dudes," and whatever. And then, it became an ongoing joke.
Felt terrible, dude. Yeah, but who would have thought? 6 years later, I think that was in 2020. I think that was during COVID, if I'm not mistaken, like the early stages of COVID.
Yeah, it was 19 or 20 because I was going back. I'm like, holy crap! You don't realize you freeze time.
I know, dude.
It's been a long time, and we've been messaging, and Chris loves sending not just texts because it's too much typing, and I don't know,
voice
he's got
memos.
Fat thumbs, so he sends voice memos because he just says they're easier. They actually are easier to do.
Well,
I just never think of
who wants to type out something this goddamn long, dude? You just talk into your phone and send it. That's it.
I'm like, look at this guy sending me voice memos. Who does he think he is? But anyway, who he is Chris. AKA Scott. We're going to keep with the nickname, but he has been on now Dead Man's Party for over 2 years. I can't believe it's over.
I know.
2 years.
Which
and
unfortunately was co-founded by you. As you love to say.
Yeah, well, exactly. That shows nothing without me, too. Fuck the ghoul. I'm kidding. I love him. It's great. I love when I get to come back on the show. It's awesome. But the problem with it is the history of that was
Yeah,
that
the timing of that was so weird.
it was because you did the show with Alex. Was it not the Great? It was planes, and
Planes, Trains, and
automobiles.
Automobiles
Yeah,
in November of 23.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then I guess he felt like you had chemistry. No one else did,
Uh-huh.
but he somehow thought you guys did. And then that's what led to, hey, we got, you know what, Kirsten, Alex and I were thinking of doing the Rockies. Do you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, man, I love the Rocky movies. I would love to do it. And we scheduled it and we just rolled them all out. We did like 1 through 6, not all in the same night. I think we did
We
like
did 1 through 3 on one Saturday, and then
yeah,
4 through 6 on the next Saturday.
yeah. And then they were released, and then Alex is like, I'm getting the bug again because, of course, if you don't know Alex, he's from Skeleton Crew, Banana Laser. Fuck, I mean, so and if you don't know it, go check him out because and Dead Man's Party, of course. But so he got the bug again. He started thinking it was like the camaraderie is great. He wanted to get it moving, but I had just told Mike and Darren, we're out to dinner. I said, let's start a podcast. This is before we even started filming. I don't even know if we recorded the Rockies yet. I said, let's do it. And Darren was like, I don't know if I could commit to that. But Mike was in immediately.
And also a non-horror podcast, just like we were doing. You did the same. It's so weird.
So that I knew I couldn't do both. And I'm almost glad I didn't. And again, nothing against you. I love podcasting with you guys. You're awesome. It's just you guys ended up going long form again. And that was exactly what I was trying to avoid. Because Exploding Heads was always 2, 2.5, 3, 5. And then we had those crazy epic ones that were nuts. I can't do those anymore.
I love those long Exploding Head show where for like the final hour or two, you can hear it in your voice that you're just like, let's just fucking wrap this up. But you're too nice of a guy to say that. But you can just hear it. You're just because eventually, because normally you're a talker, but eventually your answers started getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And it's like you could tell Christian was like, done.
When I'm out of steam, I'm out of steam, and I'm also the worst person to be around. I'm either the best person to be around, or you get the fuck out of my face. And but that's what your personality is. That might be get the fuck out of my face out of the gate.
So 2 things: if we would have in the current Dead Man's Party form that we do now, if we did the Rocky movies now, every goddamn movie, all 6 movies would take up like a month. We do Rocky month, Rocky 2 month, Rocky 3 month, just like we did Point Break.
Yeah. The balls on this crew to do 4 episodes on Point Break.
Alex and I were just talking about that a couple weeks ago. I sent him a voice message. I said, can you believe we did Point Break month? How arrogant were we to do that?
But
and also
the show's fun. I still listen, but I am behind because I've gotten myself I'm busy at work. It's funny because Gary Miller, your friend Gary, who doesn't like music talk, he reached out to make some because he was like saying he missed Exploding Heads, but that he was going to check out Pretty Bad Movie Gab based on your recommendation as well, and the fact that I'm on it and whatever. And he said he was so behind on podcasts. And I just said, I am too. Like I used to listen, but it was because I would travel a lot more. So then I would have it on. And now sometimes I'm working from home. I could have it on, but half the day goes by. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Why don't I have my music going
but
on?
Also, if you're doing something else while you're listening, you're not fully locked into what's going on. So
I like to be locked in. I like to be present as if I'm on the show. That's what I feel like as a listener.
Right.
And
now, if I'm driving, that's one thing. But if I'm actually doing something else, I don't like to have a podcast on unless it's one that I literally just consider background noise. It's whatever.
Well, my wife gets mad because sometimes the earbuds fall out and fall on her naked body because it's usually when I'm going from behind. I'm trying to listen to the podcast. Yeah, I'm going to cut that out.
Yeah, in, out, done, as you like to say. One thrust done.
That's dice. That's dice.
And that's where it came from. That's right.
It came one. What was it? One pump done or one? Why can't I remember?
Does he say pump or thrust?
It's going to drive me nuts.
I think he says thrust.
One.
Because then he goes
pump. Yeah. It's from the day the laughter died. That much I know.
Yeah.
And
so when that happens to Carrie, that's when she whips her phone out. She's like, Chris, he's asleep. Meet me at the Holiday Inn on South Service Road in 5 minutes.
Yeah. How'd you know? Yeah. The funny thing is, we have a self-service road. I think everybody
You know,
does.
I looked it up. That's why I said that. You dick shit. I looked up the address, and it's a 5-minute drive from your house. That's why I said 5 minutes.
Awesome. But whatever takes the onus off me, I'm good with. One, it's going to drive me nuts.
Mate, no. One stroke. One stroke done.
One stroke.
I've listened to that CD 100 times probably.
I knew it was going to drive us crazy until we got to it.
One stroke done.
So now that we've got, so anyway, Dead Man's Party is still like, it's now bi-weekly now, right? I think we cut up to you guys because we were weekly, you were weekly, then we went bi-weekly almost immediately, then we went back to weekly.
We couldn't keep up our pace, especially after Alex and his wife had a baby in the summer of 2024.
Excuses.
So we went bi-weekly. But seriously, people watching this, are you going to release the video and audio of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll do it on I'll do it on TGIF. I'll do it on Pretty Bad Movie Bet. Assuming Mike doesn't
pump
mind.
it out everywhere.
One pump.
But seriously, if you're watching this or listening to this and you're a fan of Christian, you haven't checked out Pretty Bad Movie Gab, please check it out. The shows are short, 25 to 35 minutes. Thank God. They do absolute bangers such as Teen Wolf 2, TOO, Enemy Mine, Zapped, Class of Nukem High, Samurai Cop, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother, and most recently, Chomps from 1979. And if you don't know what Chomps is, go watch it. It's on Amazon Prime and Tubi. I just watched it this week. It's got to be seen to be believed. Trust me, you won't regret it. It's terrible, but it's worth watching.
I bring it up on the show that you watched it, and I think I said the way that he was talking, I think he almost cried.
Oh, well, I'm not going to, no spoilers, but you know what I'm talking about. I was like, what? It's ridiculous. Well, I'll just give the synopsis. It is about a young man who makes a robot dog that fights crime.
Yeah.
That's the synopsis of the movie.
Oh, Mike's take on it. It's a good episode. I won't even spoil it. The episode comes out Sunday.
Oh, I'll listen Sunday morning.
This is coming out. Yeah, this will be out after anyway. But because I got to clean, because what I'm thinking is that we won't have to don't worry about throwing up album covers or stuff like that, because sometimes it doesn't come through, sometimes it does. But I'll try to actually add them all, like digitally add them all in, everything else to boost up the production value of the show.
Okay.
But we're here. Check out Dead Man's Party. It, like you said, it's now bi-weekly, but there's a ton of episodes. If you haven't started the show, then we're on
like episode 80 or something.
You got a backlog catalog to go. So yeah, we've eclipsed you now. I think we're at like 100.
Well, yeah, when you do 10-minute shows.
I knew it was going to go that. Yeah, when we talk about the movie for 2 minutes and then
talk about high school for 25 minutes.
Yeah. That's the secret. I've learned though. People are like, what the fuck? No one wants to hear that shit. They do. People.
No, I totally do. I love it. It's great.
I was trying to tell them, what I've learned is that if you, not everybody, some people are like, who the fuck are these guys done? And they'll be gone.
Right.
But then if you buy into it and you listen week after week, it just becomes this ongoing sort of thing, just like Dead Man, just like any good podcast, I think. You listen because you like the chemistry of the hosts. And they typically, if they annoy you, you just stop listening. I mean, trust me, I know I've annoyed people. I know we lost listeners. Doesn't matter what show it's been on. But at the end of the day, you typically keep the core group that like it, and that becomes a family, because that's what happened with Exploding Heads. That happened with TGIF 13. I think you guys have that. I could see that on your page, your Facebook page for Dead Man's Party. But this is not about Chris and I sucking each other up. Well, Chris, it is going to be about us sucking each other off, I think, for a lot of the movie. But it's just supposed to be. This stemmed out of this creation of Ice Cappuccino that I did. And I got to preface this. I do have to preface this, Chris, because this is going to be so like there's going to be a lot of self-gratifying, like it's going to make it sound like, who is this guy, why is he talking so high end and high about the stupid AI creation that he made? And if you can't get over that right now, because I'll just get it out of the way, that's how I'll talk about it. And if you don't like anything to do about AI, tune out, because we're not going to necessarily win you over on the technology or what it's all about. But AI is here to stay. It's just what you do with it, I think, that will make the difference or not. So that will be my little talk track on that factor. Now you just have to deal with it as we move forward, because that's what Ice Cappuccino was created on, in the sense of how the music came to be, how like the video that I'm creating is going to come to be. But like it was actually written out, like lyrics are written out, not music. I didn't write the musical notes or any of the themes. That was all done through AI, but the lyrics for all the original stuff that we'll talk about, and I'll talk about where I deviate from that when we get into it. But that's what started this. Chris is like, we've got to do a show about this. But he goes, we won't just talk about Ice Cap, we'll talk about music. Because he said that every time I listen to you guys talk about music, he wanted to be part of the conversation. And it's funny because
Except when you talk about, not you, when someone else on the show talks about a certain band that rhymes
Fish.
with the word FISH, but it's spelled differently, and I'm not going to say it, but you just did. Fuck that band all the way to hell. We're not talking about them tonight.
On that note, I just out of curiosity, do you like Rush?
No.
Okay, so I'm Canadian.
I'm not in.
And they're a huge Canadian band. I never really got them growing up. I was well aware of them. I like Tom Sawyer. And if you so, and so, but they've grown on me. So his voice used to annoy me. Geddy Lee's voice used to annoy me, but it's grown on me. But like my buddy, like the buddy that I made uh the sketch
With
comedy
AI?
show. No, yeah, my AI buddy. That I made with AI. I make everything with AI now. That's my life. It's just everything is just AI made.
Is that him behind you?
Yeah. No, his name was Richard. I've talked to him about on the show before, because I met him in school and we were in film class together, and he went on and he's been like an electric on like actual movies and shows and whatever. But we did the sketch comedy show together called To Be Announced. And To Be Announced, I wedged Ice Cappuccino into To Be Announced. I'll play the little teaser
Okay.
here.
Now,
6 years in pre-production.
And one day to make it all fall apart.
well, we're going to get into this, but what year was that?
So we created that show. So I know what day we filmed the Ice Cappuccino, but New Year's Eve, 2008.
Okay.
We filmed the Ice Cappuccino video, 2008 New Year's Eve. The show, we finished the show in 2009, and it did absolutely nothing because we were editing and editing and editing, and we put it into a festival, and one guy said he was so offended that he just disqualified it, and we didn't even get beyond. I'm like, what the fuck? So we didn't do anything with the show. The show sat in limbo. So it's all these little sketch pieces that were now it's way too old. B, it's like in this woke culture now, I get canceled in 2 seconds and whatever else. But I wedged Ice Cappuccino in because I had this idea from which was a ripoff of it started as like all these white rappers were everywhere, and it was kind of annoying. Eminem just sort of was coming onto the scene, and I mean he was a bit different, but you had like Snow, you had Vanilla Ice, and then of course we had Ice T and Ice Cube, which were legit rappers. And I'm like, but we don't have the Italian guy. We don't have Ice Cappuccino. That was as far as I thought it through. And I said he's got to be like this Italian rapper with that name, and it's got to be like he's got to have like some sort of gangster rap thing. Like that's it. And in typical fashion, I didn't research anything. I didn't look anything up. I just said rat-a-tat-tat and then wrote that and made that song up. And that's where it started. So it started back in 2000 or 1999 is where that
Okay,
all
because
started.
you just said 2009, and I was like, wait a minute.
So I said both.
No,
So
hold on. You're already bleeding into my first questions. I'm running the interview here,
Oh,
okay?
sorry. I'll stop talking.
So, my first, we can only be so lucky. I said, my first questions were, tell us who Ice Cappuccino is, what you just did. How old were you when Ice Cappuccino first germinated in your mind? So, what were you like, 45?
No. But wow, might as well be now because I'm even older and it's you're no, it was 25.
Okay. So, what was the first piece of music that you released under that name? Was it Rat-a-tat-tat?
No. So the name and the idea came out in 1999 because that's when that's when I was with Richard in school and we were coming up with sketch things. I said I want to do this stupid Italian rapper Ice Cappuccino. So it started as sort of a parody of a parody.
A parody of a
Where,
parody?
exactly. And that's where that kind of came from. And then we had the concept. I wrote the concept down, what it was supposed to be, some song titles and whatever. That was it. Then I'm like, I actually want to expand on this. So I started writing the lyrics, and that was in the early 2000s. So that was in 2001, 2002. And that's when pretty much all the songs, more or less, we'll get to that, but most of those songs that you're aware of were the lyrics were written down. And it was never supposed to be laugh out loud funny. It was just supposed to be sort of like, just, I don't know. I can't even say, just weird. Like I knew it wasn't going to be serious.
You're telling me you wrote Rat-a-tat-tat and it wasn't supposed to be funny?
Well, it's supposed to be funny, but it's not even. I told you, my son watched it. It's like, Dad, this is not that funny. This is not that funny. And I'm like, well, I think it is. I personally, I do.
You talk
think it
about the
is.
video. You talking about the video for that song?
Yeah, well, even the lyrics are swim with the fish and like say hello to my little friend
Thank you
and
for
grabbing
bringing.
my nuts.
Thank you for bringing that up. You have no idea. I bet in the last, well, since I first saw that video of Rat-a-tat-tat that you sent me, which was in like late 2023 that you sent it, Gary and I have texted each other probably a dozen times, one word texts, and all it says is Fisha. Because that line is amazing. I'll make you wish that you, God damn it, I'm fucking it up. What's he say?
Swim with the fish.
Make it quick when you swim with the fisha.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got the whole thing.
And then the way you deliver it is, and then if you see the video, it's 10 times better.
Check out this. Darren made this for me for my 50th.
Oh my God. That's amazing, dude.
A rat-a-tat-tat pillow. Look at that. Look,
Wow.
like the exact same. So so the video came later. So in that time frame, and I actually looked, but Facebook changed shit. So Facebook, if you had old videos that were posted on there, if you didn't convert them to reels or do something back in the day, you lost them. So there's some videos that were up there that had They Call Me Ice Cappuccino and Rat-a-tat-tat that were at St. Patty's Day, which just passed, funny enough, but 2 days ago, or a few days ago.
3 days ago, yeah.
3 days ago. And we were at a buddy's place for St. Patty's Day. And for whatever reason, maybe because of drinking or whatever, we got into it. And I just went in, like we freestyled because we were recording. And we recorded They call me Ice Cappuccino and Rat-a-tat-tat. No music, just stupid dancing in his basement with a bunch of other people there. And people thought it was funny. So then
Mhm.
again, I can't if I'm getting attention and people like it, I'm gonna run with it and roll with it. And it just seemed to take off. People liked it. It didn't do anything. When I say take off, I, please, please, please realize, I mean, I mean that it like 10 people thought it was, chuckle inducing.
Take off.
Told you. This is why I put the little
God.
disclaimer at the beginning. I'm going to be talking like this has like been the biggest creation ever. Nothing's happened. That's the funniest part of this. I really want to stress so that it doesn't sound like I'm being a pompous asshole. Nothing has happened with
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Real quick, since October when you released the first album, how much money have you made on across all streaming platforms? Because in December it was 87 cents.
Yeah, I know. I said to you, I am open and honest. Let's get the real
Real
live
time.
data. Let's get the data right now. Let me sign in and find out. I didn't, of course, I didn't have that ready to go when we were starting, but it shouldn't take very long. I'll get the real.
It's fine. You got to at least be over $1, dude.
Oh, I'm over $1, but it was just over $1. Let's see if $1.06. and I think that might be American though.
Oh, okay. Well, you're rolling in the dough, dude.
Yeah. But what I don't understand, I don't think this has been updated recently. I don't know how this happened, but for some reason, you're still that bitch from high school has
Oh,
streamed ridiculous amounts of times. Not
because
again,
it's a banger, and we'll talk about it.
but it's all relative on what a ridiculous amount of time. We're not again, this is all it's all relative on the
Yeah, what
world
do
of,
you mean? What do you mean by ridiculous amounts?
like I think 16,000 times.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying
Wow.
that doesn't represent that money because even at the minuscule amount that you make by streaming, and it depends
Right.
on streaming platforms, everybody. But if you know it's like 0.002 or 0.003 per stream. So this is why artists, not me, I'm talking about artists, actual legit artists out there that are making music and are actual artists are pissed off because they're not making jack shit from streaming.
It's horrible. I feel bad considering what they used to make from CD sales and
Well,
even
that's
cassette
why
sales going back
concert
farther.
tickets, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, concert tickets and merch. That's where they
through the
make their
roof.
money now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why
That's why they're
it's
so fucking expensive.
absolutely.
Concert tickets are ridiculously expensive now.
Yeah. And again, if you realize that that's how you're supporting the artist, I sort of get it, but it's beyond that. They've gotten,
Yeah.
in fact, I just read today, headline read, mind you. I didn't have time to read the whole article, like the first two paragraphs. But anyway, it was our premier, Doug Ford, said that he wanted to make it illegal to sell it above face value. Because then you also have the gougers, like for the Blue Jay playoffs, the World Series tickets, they're selling lower bowl at like 10 grand a seat.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
And he said it was, so he says that he doesn't want that to happen again. So and he said, and he referenced the Taylor Swift concert as well, because he just gets out of line. I
That's
disagree with
fucking
that.
insane.
I don't disagree with that because it's becoming its own business then.
Yep.
Well, it's always has been scalpers, but they've just done
Yeah,
different
but
ways.
not like this.
No, for sure. So yeah, $1.06.
So,
Cha-ching! Cha-ching!
so when you released your very first song, was it on YouTube or was it prior to YouTube on like some random audio forum on some website or something?
It was on YouTube. So
Okay.
there's two things that I used the moniker of Ice Cappuccino. It was like some home movies that I did when I was like 13 years old. I just did a remix because they had these cheesy lines that we still quote to this day in our friend group. That are in jokes that sometimes spread over to some of the podcasts and whatever that you'll hear Mike say or when Darren's on or whatever, it will always be a reference to some of these movies. And so And jokes to us, I did like a little remix, and there's like remix by Ice Cappuccino, whatever. Then it was ratat not rat-a-tat-tat, roasting chestnuts.
Dude, Gary loves that. Sitting by the fire. He said that like 50 times the other night. His wife was like, "Would you please stop?"
And that was weird because because I can't sing. So the
Yeah,
initial
no
ones,
shit.
the initial ones are me singing, and it's terrible. Fucking terrible. I'm terrible. Like I know this. And that one was it was also supposed to be part of the joke that
Right.
I
I
can't
know.
sing
Right.
and whatever. I'm trying to sing this romantic ditty. And that really all that came from was I was going through GarageBand loops, and they had this one that was like called like Fireside or something like that, or Fireplace or whatever. And it was like doom, 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 doom. I don't know if this is coming through Zoom or not. And
Oh
then I
yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
as soon as it came out, I said, Carrie, check this out. I don't know, sitting by the fire, roasting chestnuts, yeah. And she's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But she was stuck with me. So she
Yeah.
either laughs or cries, and that's it. So for whatever reason, I recorded that, and then I was bored because I do get bored, and so the creative impulses with me, and instead of making something legit and something good, I just decided at like 2 a.m. in the morning, back in like 2006, to just record me with my microphone in my basement against the back of my wall, and I just did a video for it, and I popped that on YouTube, and it got like no views, and I'm not really kidding too much, and that's before everything. So there was like that roasting chestnuts and those two um, St. Patty's Day videos. Oh, look at that balloons.
What the
Those
fuck
two
is?
because I got these things. If you do these symbols, and you
Oh.
keep them up, it's weird. Oops, sorry, I have to hit my mic. Um, so that was what was out there. There was no traction. There's no nothing. There's no reason to keep it going. Nothing. But I had written all these lyrics back when, like in the early 2000s. Like I said, they were just collecting dust, whatever. So then the dude that Richard, the dude that I went to school with, we're like, let's do that comedy show. We kept talking about that comedy show. Let's do it. And he said, you pick out some of the sketches you want to do. I'll pick some of the sketches I want to do. And he was actually kind of against Ice Cappuccino, to be honest. He didn't think it was that funny either, which fine. So we said we'll ham it up even a bit more. So I'll come out. I was wearing his wife's, well, his girlfriend at the time, her robe and slippers. The hat that I'm wearing still has the price tag on it. You see
I
it
don't think I've noticed that.
and stuff. I don't even know if you've seen the comedy show. I don't know if I've sent it to you.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the video for.
No, but the video, it's in the video, but it's part of
Oh, no.
this 22-minute comedy show. Comedy in quotes, because again, we think it was funny, but and I know that there are other people that did find it funny. I showed it to one friend of mine, didn't laugh once. It was the most awkward 22 minutes. I'm just sitting there in silence watching a comedy show, and I think he was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, why am I watching this?" Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a bunch of sketches. I'll have to send that. I'll send that to you offline, but
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
put the preview
because
in.
the well, first of all, let me circle back for a second. You said something about 2 minutes ago that's annoying. You said 2 a.m. in the morning. That's redundant. Either say 2 a.m. or say 2 in the morning. You don't have to say 2 a.m. in the morning. Okay? That's like
Or
saying
say
12. It's like saying 12. It's like
you
saying
fucking
12
skunk.
midnight at night.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I love how you were just holding on to that. I rambled on that long.
I wasn't gonna interrupt you.
I rambled on that long that we had to circle back. I'm like, what did I say now? It was so long ago.
Now, when did you finally decide, okay, I'm gonna make these albums with AI? Like when was that just like literally last year when you started fucking with it?
July 3rd, 2025. Oh, we came
Wow.
back from Darren's cottage. We just read that article. Yeah,
One of your Brokeback Mountain trysts.
yeah, gone fishing for cock. So we came back from that trip, and we had just read that article about that blue. It was a bluegrass band or a blues band. It was a style of music, and they released 2 albums, and Spotify had promoted them, and they're on rotation, and they had gotten about 1 million listens within the first 24 hours, and they found out that
Jesus.
they found out they were an AI band. And you think I can think of that band to save my life right now? But we were reading that article there, and then Darren had read, we said it was made by Suno or whatever, and I didn't think twice about it. Darren went back and played around. It's like, Christian, this program is great. Send me a song from it about the weekend at the cottage or something like that. I laughed. I thought it was great. I couldn't believe how well done it was. And it's scary because you don't have to have any talent, really. Like,
Okay, here's what I want to know. How much did you have to feed it? Like, was it lyrics, just lyrics only, and then it made a song around that, or how does that work?
you don't even have to feed it lyrics if you don't want to. You could
Or
just
just
say,
like a storyline,
you could just
basically?
say,
Or
pick this. You could say, pick that. Make the song about this. Generate lyrics, and then it will generate them. Now, whether or not they'll be good or not, that's beside the
right,
point. So
right.
what I was like, the first thing that I said is, "Holy shit! I can bring Ice Cappuccino to life." That was the first thought I had. That was so. Then I went and I had the well. I didn't. I'd say dust. They're collecting dust. They were since put to computer, of course. So I had
Uh-huh.
all the lyrics in my an old file that like opened up, and I think it was like I created it with AppleWorks. I think I had to since like redo it in like Apple Text and whatever. I got all my lyrics or text edit. It's a Mac thing, and I got all the lyrics out, and I
You're
just started
so
doing one song after another.
you're so pompous. It's a Mac thing.
Yeah, you fucking Android users and PC
No,
lovers.
I got an iPhone. I just don't
Yeah,
have a fucking Mac computer.
I didn't mean it to be like such a dick. I'm a dick. Like, what do I say? So then
It's a Mac thing.
it's a Mac thing, for the common folk out there.
Oh my God.
Fucking
Continue.
Yeah, well, this is it. I mean, but no, I mean, that kind of sums it up. I just said the first thought was, oh wow, I can finally bring it to life. But what I found when the first rounds of doing it, I did the trial. It was free. You can't commercialize it. I was like, do I even need to commercialize it, or is this for more for me? But I was playing around with that. I'm like, this is a lot of fun. And I bought the Pro Pack, which wasn't that expensive, and then it could be commercial, the commercial terms, which I don't really, like I said, I didn't think I needed at the time, but I'm like, okay. So I started creating them from there, and I got great results. A couple times in or whatever. Like, it just add this, add that, change that, redo. But the voice was never very consistent. And
That's
in
what I was
third,
gonna say. Did you have
yeah,
to fuck with like the pitch of the voice and the tone and all that
you
shit?
you can't. You only had so much control, especially so they've already done like 2 major updates since then in Suno land. If you have never tried Suno, it's fun, but the initial ones, like, it was still well done, and you could do some editing, but the built-in editing capabilities sucked, and you couldn't really play around with that. So that's why Life or Death was supposed to be this greatest hits album, which I could even go further down the tube.
We no, we're going to get into that shortly.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so just stop me because you know me, I'll fucking ramble. But I didn't like the fact that the voice, like, I'm like, this doesn't sound like the same guy. And if it was a group, if it was like the, NWA, for instance, or Wu-Tang
Mm,
Clan or whatever it may be,
mhm.
if it was something set up like that, then you could probably argue it was that, but it was supposed to be a singular person with, maybe a core team behind them, but nothing that was like different rappers. So then
Mm.
I was like, how do I overthought it is where I'm going with it. And I decided to make it like this. The whole story behind Ice Cappuccino is that he died back in 2008.
Here we go. I can't wait. Please explain.
He died, had released 3 albums, one album in 1999, one album in 2003, and one album in 2008, and passed away just based on his issues with depression, uh, being in the spotlight and all that crap. Are you fucking, he's losing it over here. I hope you're watching the video.
The amount you put into this
Oh,
backstory is unbelievable.
it was, it's insane. It's insane. It's insane. Like, I can admit that, but this is why we're talking about it. I said, I'm going to talk about it. And again, like, Yeah, it's fucking insane.
No, that's why we're doing this. We need to hear this shit, dude.
We don't need to hear it, but you're gonna. So I was coming up with the fact that it'll all be covers because I didn't know how else to do it. Some remastered covers, whatever. Then I uploaded it to this whole process of uploading it through your distribution channel to get it onto Spotify and iTunes. And I was having like featuring this, featuring that, so that it seemed like it was different artists involved, and it said you can't call it by the artist name then. It has to be called various artists. So then
okay.
I'm like, well, that fucking defeats the whole purpose of what I wanted to do.
Right.
So then I just changed it last minute and just put like Life and Death Remastered. And it's supposed to be remastered tracks of everything before, but it's not. It's covers. It's supposed to be covers of the old stuff. It's not any of it because it's all AI bullshit anyway. It's just part of the story.
That's
So
the funny thing though.
Yeah,
There's this remastered / covers album, and then the next one that just got released, what, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They Call Me Ice Cappuccino, which is supposed to be his debut album, right?
Yeah.
That came out in 1999 / 2026.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do the history justice, but yes.
Oh.
His first debut album was called They Call Me Ice Cappuccino in 1999. And so that's supposed to be, and I got by that point, because I just did that one afterwards, I feel like it's still not 100%, but the voices are definitely more consistent. I mean, you tell me. It's not
because it makes total sense to record a covers / remastered album first, and then the origin album.
That's it. It was because I was still getting used to Suno. It's all the way you do it. So as I was creating it, I realized, well, all the songs that I want are on this. And I created some extra ones to put on it to make it the 15 tracks for Life and Death.
I think there's only how many overlapping songs? Like 3, maybe 4 between the two albums?
Well, there's 15 songs on Life and Death, and they would be
okay.
they'd be scattered between. They're supposed to be scattered between all 3 of those other albums.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
But sorry. I'm sorry. It's fucking crazy. So yeah, the only reason it doesn't make sense even if you go the other way. But the other way, the thought process was it was 1999, 2003, which the album is not available right now, 2008, and then the remastered cover album in 2025. And the 2 that are available are the 2025 and the 1999. But let me stop rambling on about this fucking nonsense. And you are probably, I've had my friends listen to it. Yeah, it's out there. I know people have listened to it. Obviously not a lot because of what I'm showing here. But the reality is that you've given me the most feedback, which I've been appreciative of because, like, I mean,
I can tell. Yeah.
You say that one sucks, or I'm not really into it. Like I'm
Right.
being talking in extremes, but you've gotten into it. So yeah, what were your favorites from Life and Death?
Well, I got one final question before we get to that part.
Oh,
So,
okay.
what do your wife and kids think about the amount of time you spent doing this in the last 9 months? Do they think you're insane, or do they just laugh at you and chuckle,
Yeah.
or
Uh,
is your
I'll
wife
be-
threatened divorce?
Not for that, but all the above. Like, at the end of the day, it's like I don't do this. Like the great thing about like Carrie likes to go to bed early, and she gets up early, goes to work, and they.
Yeah, she does.
I was going to tell you what she does, and it was only going to add to it. Pickleball.
Oh God.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't care. The fact is that, but I can't go to bed early. I can't go to bed, like even when like I can't go to bed at 10. It's just too early. And she goes to bed at 9. So I can't like even like I've said, like I make myself go to bed between 11:30 and 12, just because I know I've got to get up in the morning. But like other than so like
And you normally get up at what time?
6:30.
God damn, dude. You don't require a lot of sleep, do you?
No, I guess not.
Wow.
But then maybe that's
Damn.
why I'm the way I am. But so then So then it's not that I'm bored. I'll put a movie on sometimes. Like everyone's like, where do you find the time? I hate when people go, where do you find the time to do this stuff? I don't know. I watch sports now more than ever before in my
I was
life.
going to say, you seem to be into sports now because I've on Exploding Heads several times you've been like, I don't give a shit
Oh, I don't watch football.
except about like the Raptors and the Blue
No, I
Jays, I
love
guess.
I just so basketball's been since 2019. My son got me into that when of
Yeah.
course the Raptors were building, and then they won it that year. So that he got me into it there, and I've kept going. Well, he watches it too, but I think I watch it more than him. Now I still watch it to this day, and I'm not like not every game, but we've been to more games than ever this year. I've been to 4 games this year, uh,
Yeah.
live. So I've seen them more live than ever before. And then the Jays, my wife got into the Jays through work. We were both baseball fans when we were young. When I was a kid, I was a huge Jays fan. But then I just got out of
85 Blue
sports.
Jays.
Yeah, exactly. 85, 86.
Fuck
And
yeah, dude.
yeah, and then so that my buddy Brent the Rat Neville, his he had his parents had season tickets behind
Oh,
home plate at the exhibition stadium, not the Sky Dome that it is now, or whatever.
that
What is it
is
now? Rogers Center now.
that
Yeah,
is baller, dude. Home season tickets behind home plate.
behind home plate, no
Holy
bullshit.
shit.
And so we went like I saw my like because his dad was busy too, so they would go when they could go. But during the summer when he's working and we were able to go, we were able to go. So I saw a good handful of games that summer,
Mhm.
and it was great. And you weren't even really absorbing. And I'm sure they weren't even that expensive back in the day. That's the other crazy thing. Baseball's also
Mhm.
not as expensive until the World Series. That is, then the Raptors are ridiculous. The ticket prices are ridiculous. Baseball, you can still get some reasonable prices here.
Oh, I have, and the only reason I remember this is because my brain, for some reason, is wired for to remember numbers. I remember going to St. Louis Cardinals games because that's my team where I'm closest to.
Yeah,
I remember going to St. Louis Cardinal games when I was like 12, 11, 12 years old, and the box seats down by the field were $12.
I know.
12
I,
fucking dollars.
I mean, I remember that you get $10 seats or whatever. Like it's great. Not anymore. I mean, no, you
Oh,
can still get
fuck.
some deals if you look, but they're never that great.
Right.
And you'll be in the nosebleeds. But if you want to go, and then it's a great way to do it. So again, baseball saw the most live games ever last season than since I was like a kid.
Wow.
Because I've gone like a handful of times throughout one game here, one game there, whatever. But
Right.
baseball and basketball are really the only two sports. I know I'm Canadian. I'll watch hockey. I just can't get into it. I'll get into like I watched the gold, them.
Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah, the
The only
Olympics.
reason I watched it is because you said you were
Yeah,
tuning in, so I flipped it on.
yeah. Yeah, and it was like I watched but that's it. That maybe a Stanley Cup playoff game here or there. If the Leafs start gaining some momentum, I'll turn it on. But I'm definitely like what are the fans called when you just latch onto them when they're like not a
Fair
fair
weather
weather.
fans.
Is it?
Fair weather
It is a
fans. Yeah.
fair weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fair weather
Yeah.
fan. Yeah, definitely for hockey. And I can watch football, just not into it. Like again,
Well,
watch
I could tell
the
you
Super
didn't
Bowl.
watch football when Dave brought up Patrick Mahomes, and you were like, I think I've heard of him. He's like the most popular player in the
Yeah.
NFL.
My son made so much fun of me because I told him that story. I'm like, that's how much I'm not like you're like this is what I get mad at Dave about all the time. I'm like, organically, you should have just heard this. Just like, Imagine Dragons or whatever it may be that we're talking about.
Yes. Yes.
So conversely, I should have
Yeah.
what is his name?
Same.
Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick
Yes.
Mahomes. I should organically have just
Yeah.
heard his name. And again, the name was there. But I just couldn't link it at the
That's
in
fine. But
that moment.
you'd heard his name before though, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's on commercials and all kinds of shit.
I think I thought he was a wrestler only because Dave was so into wrestling.
Oh my God, dude. A wrestler.
Yeah. That's what I
Holy
think I thought that.
shit.
I don't but the but yeah, my sport so yeah, for baseball, I will totally say it was last season. And again, it was my wife. It's someone else has to do it because otherwise I'm listening to music or watching
Yep.
movies.
Yep. Same
That's
here. I was the whole time I was growing up, I was a huge baseball fan, NFL. NBA college basketball, and slowly over time, they just start dropping off. But boxing has been a constant in my life since the late 80s, except I did take a big chunk in the early 2000s where just because of life reasons, I lost interest, but then I got back into it. So
Yeah.
boxing is still really the only sport that I keep up with.
And by boxing, you mean speed bagging Gary's nuts?
He's gonna love that one, dude. Yep, with my mouth.
Southpaw.
All right, let's get into these albums, dude.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna rattle off track by track. I'm gonna say a comment or two about the songs I like. If it's a song I don't care for, I'm gonna be silent. Anytime you want to jump in and just give your 2 cents about any song, any nuggets, whatever, jump in. Okay? All right,
I
so
like
we're gonna
this. He's the only one that's done it. So he's gonna give me his honest feedback, and I'm waiting to hear it. So go
okay.
ahead.
So we're starting with Life and Death album, the
Okay.
remastered covers album. All right,
Don't
opening
say
track.
it. It
They
makes it
call
sound
me.
stupider. Fuck.
This is my debut album. It's a covers album and it's remastered. All right, track one. They call me Ice Cappuccino. I think this is a great fucking opener. The part, I don't know, it's like 45, 50 seconds into the song where he goes, let the beat pump old school. And then there's like a quick pause and then that boom, whatever you call that sound effect. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't do it justice on here, but you know what I'm talking about.
Gary's
What
balls
do you
all over
call
again.
that?
Yeah.
Did you program that specific part or how did that work?
So no, that was I had the song that I wanted, but I didn't like that the chunk in the middle sounded weird to me. I wanted more I wanted scratching. I wanted it to sound like a little
Oh,
bit more old school
80s? Yeah,
and
yeah.
rap. So then I did another song where it did the I just layered that over the existing song. And so it was
Oh,
like a scratching noise that then sounds, if you isolate it, it sounds like Pac-Man.
Let the beat pump old school.
It actually turned some scratches
oh,
to sounding like Pac-Man by the end of it, but I just kind of muted it out. So I did edit, I guess, for almost every song that was created on this AI thing. I did edit them and play around with them and tweak them, but it's still AI generated. There's human intervention, I think, in 99% of, I think in 100% of them. I did something.
well, whatever that sound
Something.
effect is that kicks in after he says, let the beat pump old school is just, it's so fucking awesome. I've listened to that part 50 fucking times.
Well, cool. There
So
you go. There's
and
my
it's got
my
and
buck six.
it's got like a choir effect like playing behind it
Yeah.
in the background. That's amazing, dude. Because that's and you know what I like now because I've given you feedback. I like the more serious, darker, quote darker sounding songs on these two albums, and that's definitely one of them. It's not a goofy. Well, we'll get to it. Okay.
I know which one you don't like. I know which one you don't like.
What? Say it.
Too late to change. Or an El Camino. You don't like either of those ones.
We'll see. Okay. So track two, Crack a Rapper. I'll be honest, it's okay. You got anything to say about that one?
I don't like that version of it. I like the version on the 1999 version better. If I again, guys, please realize I know how this sounds, but I'm just saying I like which is quote unquote the original one, in 1999 version
Yeah.
better because it kicks in. Because I've always envisioned this like I wanted it not just to be rap, I wanted it to be kind of metal rap. I wanted it to be closer to Body Count than just Ice-T, I guess is what I'm saying. But it is kind of a combination of both.
And some of the some of the songs are, and some of the songs are like fucking Cool in the Gang.
Oh yeah, like Bust the Cat. I know.
Yep. Yep. So okay, next song. Okay, Bling Bling, the version on this album, fucking banger, dude. So the lyrics are all about boxing, which I'm all about, so that hooked me immediately. And
No pun intended.
that touche, sir. And so this song also appears on the prequel album, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know
I
what
love
to
how it
say.
drives you insane. You're going more insane over it than I am now. The prequel album.
But I will say, this version is by far my favorite version of this song. It's way more in your face. The beats are harder. The rapping is much more aggressive sounding. The third verse, when he comes out and says, "Round three, motherfucker, 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 feel my hook. Another hook, you're on the ropes, an uppercut, you're on the ropes, feel my hook." And just like that, KO. Dude, that whole verse is
Yeah.
amazing.
You should be doing this song for me. That sounded good.
If I didn't have that typed down, I would have been all over the place. But I've listened to it enough to where, like, dude, seriously, that song's fucking awesome. I love that one.
I do like that version, but then when I redid it because of the consistency of the voice, that's one of the ones I'm like, I love this version, but it doesn't sound like any of the other songs. So that's why that's where they started getting into this realm of how do I mold this and create the crazy story that we created.
Okay.
But I don't disagree with you. That's why I think it says featuring Vertigo. I was trying to keep
Yeah. Who's Vertigo? Who is
names
this?
I made up.
Who is this other concoction you came up in your brain?
Vertigo's the one that has that deep voice that you love in the music, evidently.
Oh, okay. All right. So next track, Rat-a-tat-tat. So this is the first track you sent me of these newly recorded AI songs. So I had only ever heard your Christian's original Rat-a-tat-tat
Yeah.
and seen the video. So when I hit play on this, I wasn't expecting to hear what I heard. And actually, you sent me two versions of this song.
Well, I sent you this because this is what was, but I sent you the original version that it was gonna be, and you're like,
Right.
thank God.
Yes. So, which I totally forgot you sent me that until yesterday because I was scrolling back through our text and I was like, wait, what is this? And I clicked and I was like, oh shit, I forgot he sent me that other version of this song. Yes.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you went with the version you did. So, your Christian's version of Rat-a-tat-tat is very tongue in cheek. Well, maybe that's just because I have the visual of the video in my head,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm coming at you. I'm coming for you. Two Tommy guns in hand as I send you to euphoria. You know what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
you're shirtless. You're shirtless, dude.
There's that part too. I'm wearing either his girlfriend's robe or I'm with no shirt. And I'm not muscular by any means. I'm just like it's a scrawny little fuck. And yeah,
You are quite trim in that video, though. I'll give you that.
I think it's just the way. Yeah, it's
decent shape. Oh, it's the angles.
Yeah. Although, if you see when I said I was going to pop the preview video in, you'll see some behind the scene. I think the preview video shows behind the scenes footage of her doing it. I'm literally just in front of a green screen, and I just recorded it, and he just filmed me like 3-4 times, lip syncing the actual song. And then
it is impressive because you did several different costume changes and stuff, and that
yeah.
it's cool. It's a shame that you don't have that video available to the mass public on YouTube because it's locked, right?
It is available. I put the private.
Oh, it is.
No, it's
well,
there.
That's what
I mean, I can make it public again.
Put it out. Everyone needs to see it. Jesus. Anyway, the only reason I still have it is because I did a screen recording of the whole video. And you sent it to me. All right. So anyway, when you sent me this life and death version of Rat-a-tat-tat, I was like, okay. So I hit play, and it starts off, you're never gonna see me, copper. And I was like, okay, here we go. But then it stops, and it's like, rat-a-tat-tat, like the gang chants of rat-a-tat-tat. It's like real serious sounding. I was like, whoa, this is a different animal than the song I'm used to. And I'll be honest, it was jarring not hearing your vocals at first on this song. not that I didn't like it, but I was used to hearing your voice say these lyrics, and to hear that this computer generated, although extremely real sounding voice say these lyrics, it was weird. But I love that song. The quote final version of Rat-a-tat-tat.
That one was a lot of editing. So again, you pop your lyrics into Suno, you can hit, generate, and you'll get two results. It'll choke out two results each and every time. It takes your credits and you just choke them out. You can do this for free. You can pay them. You do it, and it just chokes them out. And you'll be like, I like this. Move on with your day. I don't like it. I was being very meticulous. Every one of these songs, I think I probably choked out 20, 30 versions of them. And
Wow.
then some of the versions would be the skeleton of the whole song, but then I would steal bits from the other versions and edit them in,
Mhm.
or I'll put sound effects in, or whatever, or add or take out or whatever, because that rat-a-tat-tat didn't start like that. It was there, but it didn't start quite as quiet and build. So I kind of I let it go two extra bars. So I edited it. So again, there's manipulation, but it was all created more or less through Suno, and then I just took it into Final or GarageBand, and then I edited it in there. So I took that "You'll Never Get Me Copper." It sounds like an old record playing. I took that
Right.
from a different version, popped that on there, put record scratching sound effects underneath it to sound it, make it, or that make it sound like the old record, and then added an extra two bars of that rat-a-tat-tat with no music. So
Hmm.
like you said, and I agree. I'll take. I love that version. I mean,
Oh,
I don't want to sound
yep.
pompous, but I love it.
No, it's great. So then we get to Bust a Cap, which is very 70s like R&B funk type sound, late 70s. Was that on purpose?
Yeah, that one was supposed to be always a bit of a. Again, the joke there was, I'm going to bust a cap. Oh, Chino, I'm going to bust a cappuccino. And it was supposed to be.
Oh, okay. That makes
So
sense then.
it ended up. So when we put it in there, when I put it in and I started doing the lyrics, the AI wasn't smart enough to do it. It did do it in some other versions I've got that are going to be like on the earlier version, like probably closer to how it's supposed to play out. But I'm like, because I want it to be, I want to bust a cap. I want to bust a cap. And then kind of let's just play on this gangster slogan and whatever. But then it's like
Mhm.
about coffee and making sure I get my caffeine fix through the day.
Oh my
So
God.
again, I think it's funny. And then you play around with the style of it to deviate so that not every song sounds the fucking same.
Right, because
So
even though,
yeah.
like I told you, I love the quote harder, darker ones. If you did 12 tracks of that, it would just start to run together at some point. So
So
you got to mix it up.
I mean, I know we're gonna get into this after, but if you listen to new like I listened to what was that came out a few months ago, and it was Infinite, and it was a really I forget the artist now, but it was a very popular new hip hop or rap album. And these guys have been around since before. I call it mumble rap. I don't know what they're saying in the thing at all,
Yeah.
but people seem to fucking love this music. There's nothing for me to grab onto. It's not made for me, I guess. But again,
It's generational, man.
I love I need so I if I have to be again pompous, I'll call this like anthem rap or stadium rap. Like it's
Hmm.
something like I want grandiose. I want it to be over the top. I want you to be able to latch onto it. I want you to be able to fist pump and dance. The other ones is just like you're driving like in the car like this and you're listening to. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't have a good beat to it and the music's not there. I just
Right.
something it doesn't grab me the same way. I listened to it, I gave it a due diligence. I listened to it two, maybe even a third time all the way through, and I'm like, wow, I'm just not like there's this is why this is at $1.06, and they've probably made a couple 100,000 on their album. They also
That's
have an
like,
establishment and they are doing it, they're legitimate artists, but again, I you argue because again it's a bed of music, and it's like,
Mhm.
and every second word is the N word. Every second word. Every third word
Yeah.
in mine, every second word in theirs.
That's like probably, I don't know, 6, 8 years ago. There's that rap group. I don't even know if they're still popular. Migos, Migos, Migos. You heard of them?
I've heard of them. Again, I don't I couldn't name a
I
song of
heard
it.
I heard all this hype about them, so I listened to a couple songs. Like the beat was cool and the vibe was kind of cool, but it was just like
Yeah.
like which is very hypocritical coming from me, someone who worships death metal. You can't understand one fucking word that they say. But it's a different genre, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying, dude.
But that would be kind of it. I guess you just have to train your brain
Yeah,
to appreciate that because when I first heard death metal, a lot of death metal, which we'll probably be
yeah,
talking about a little bit more so later. So maybe
yeah.
I'll leave it to that. I'll leave it till later. We'll talk about it later.
That's fine. I mean, it's no different than me playing fucking Raising Hell to my 28-year-old niece and her being like, "What the fuck is this shit?" You
Run
know,
DMC's Raising Hell.
like playing Peter Piper or something like that.
I'll tell you,
They're
Raising Hell is why Ice Cappuccino exists. Yeah. What?
We'll get
Oh,
there. We're gonna do influences later. Later. Okay?
okay.
All right. All right. I'm just saying that's the equivalent. Like my niece is in their
Wow.
20s. If I played them Run DMC or Fat Boys or something, they'd be like, this is absolutely terrible.
Jesus Christmas.
All right. So now we get to you're still that bitch from high school. So, number one, this is a fucking banger. And number two, how does Tammy feel about you writing this song about her?
She wasn't the frozen. Did you have a frozen hot dog girl? Everybody had a frozen hot dog girl at their school.
No, this is news to me when I first heard this song. Was that really like a thing?
Yeah, there was a girl at her, like there was this girl at her school that was the rumor was that she fucked a frozen hot dog. I go, why didn't you just put it in the microwave? That's a weird way to defrost it.
Oh my God.
The
Whew.
the
So
reality,
real quick, I fucking love the beat of this song, and again, I'm struggling for the right words to describe this. That staccato electronic sound effect that dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
dun. It's fucking
This
awesome, dude.
so this is I can't talk about influences because you'll get mad at me, but this comes from some of the rap that I grew up loving, and it just reminds me of that a little bit more so. Like when there
No,
would
go
always
ahead,
be
go ahead, say it.
well, it'd be like an Easy E or an NW.
Oh yeah.
This is where you'll lose people. Whatever. I hate the misogyny, and again, I'm not a misogynist, but that existed in that music back in the day, and I felt like I wanted to. It sounds weird, but I wanted to kind of, it's an homage to it almost because that was what I remember growing up. Again, I love the songs that swore. I love the songs that were like, yo, bitch,
Oh yeah.
Automobile, NWA. Dumb song, but it's so catchy and fun and whatever.
Mhm.
But like you play that for your mom, they'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with my son? And whatever. But
Oh,
it was like those
dude.
secret tracks that you would listen to, and that you'd be like, I shouldn't be listening to this, but it was so good, and that's kind of where the inspiration for that one came from.
So I'm glad you just said that about your mom because when I was 16 or 17, my dad, his truck wouldn't start one day, so he had to borrow my car to go somewhere. When he got in, I had Ice Cube's The Predator cassette already in the cassette player. So when you turn the car on, it started playing, and
Yeah.
it was like N-word this, N-word that, cocksucker, motherfucker. He he ejected the tape, threw it out the goddamn window. Threw it out the window.
You must have been so mad.
Well, I just went to them and bought it. I actually lied to him. I told him it was Gary's, and then
Did you
I think he gave me like $10 to go buy another one. No, I really did.
so did you throw it in the gutter and go get yourself another? I'll throw it in the gutter, get myself another. Easy E, man. I again another we'll get there.
That we'll get. Oh, please! I got that CD right here, dude. Right
Yeah.
to my right. All right, so yeah, you're that bitch from high school. Fucking banger. I love that song. Anthem. I have
I know
nothing
you
to
don't like. I know you don't like it. That's a song that should be the opening. That the inspiration there was like body count, body motherfucking count, body count
Mhm.
in the house. You know how they had like those two, like there's like three songs that are essentially the same fucking song that they put on their
Right.
first two albums. And it was like, I just wanted that like anthem, like that fist pumping, bum, bum, bum. Now, this is something like it's not so much rap as it is more just a theme to get people fist pumping and get you ready for what's coming next. So, um, I wonder if you'll like the version that's supposed to be on the original album more than this one.
Oh,
But
there's another one?
well, again, remember how there's the 1999 album, and then that anthem album will be, or that anthem song will be on the 2003 album as the
Oh,
original
okay.
version, because this is supposed to be
Okay.
the remake again
Gotcha.
in
That's right.
Pompous Land. But the but I know you're not a big fan of it. Funny enough, I think my buddy says that's his favorite song on there because it was just like fist pumping because it's he's not in a rap, so he loved it. Good Mike
Wow.
from Pretty Bad.
That's who said that?
Yeah.
Oh God, he's such a douchebag. I hope he listens to this. He's a douchebag because when you brought me up on your past guests on Pretty Bad Movie Gab, he was like, I don't know who Chris aka Scott is. I don't know who so and so is. Like he pretends to be so aloof and not even in touch of what this past shows you guys have
I don't
done.
even know if I don't know if that's pretended.
Yeah, you're probably right. We did the principal together, which I know he fucking hated, but whatever. Okay, now we get to El Camino, which is another like 70s funk style track. I did not like it the first several times I listened to it, but it's kind of grown on me. So tell
So
me about that one.
so I like this one too, but if I could really tailor it my way or had someone that could play guitar, it would come out more Elvis Costello. A Ice Cappuccino, a driving El Camino, a Fred. It was supposed to be like that, and it's there, but it's not quite like if I when I try to do the original one, I'm gonna see if I can get it closer to the way that I envisioned it a bit more so. So I want a guitar. The guy sounds a little too waspy. he sounds he sounds like I'm Ice Cappuccino. Like it's like some like honky tonk. Like I don't know. I need it. It's got to have a little bit more soul to it. But I do like when the bridge where when it takes it in like the hot summer days, neon nights. I coast around and realize
Mhm.
it's all good, but it won't last. After all, I will survive or whatever. And then it goes into that. I do like that part of it, and the guitar's fine. It's just not exactly how I would have wanted it. That's why this is where I wish that I had a little bit. Like I used to play piano, but I can sight read. I have no ear. Yeah, go fuck yourself. They call me Twinkle Fingers. Uh, they they but I want to play guitar. I always want to play guitar. My parents said no piano. So I had piano. My fur Elise is not going to get me into a rap off. So, but if could play guitar, that would be what I would try to mimic. Is that sort of? It's funny because it's Elvis Costello would never be the first artist that I would think of, but there's a guitar riff that specifically would be when I heard it. I'm like, oh, I think I just inherently ripped that off without even knowing that's what I wanted at the beginning. But that's not how this song sounds. But that's how I would like it to sound.
I couldn't tell you one goddamn Elvis Costello song if you had a gun in my head, dude.
Well, there you go. But I don't dislike this. It's just too vanilla. It needs a little bit more. It's got to be more hard hitting, I think.
Okay, so now we get to Satire, which when you originally sent me this album, Satire was not on the track list. It was like some bonus song that you sent me after.
It's
And I was like, dude, that has to be on the fucking album. That song's amazing.
There were two
It's
songs that were on this that I took off: "Freaky Dance Riff" and "Explode."
Yep. Yep.
"Explode's" not
So
on any album anymore. I took it off because there's too many songs about me trying to make it, about Ice Cappuccino trying to overcome and make it in the world. And I'm like, okay, I get that you could have some similar songs, but there's just way too many of it. So,
right.
and we'll get there. So I had this one. This
Well,
was
what the
always,
whole, I was gonna talk about this before you cut me off, you prick.
I'm notorious for that. Sorry.
So satire, as I was saying, the guitars on this
I deserve it.
the guitars on this song are kick ass. It's another like heavier type rap rock song, which is right up my alley. The refrain is I'm a parody of a parody, which I'll ask you about in a second. And then the part where they get to ready, aim, fire, and then that fucking breakdown kicks in. Dude, I was not expecting that the first time I heard this song, that breakdown. That is awesome, which we will talk about breakdowns more later in the show. But anytime there's very few things in music that please me more than a perfectly placed breakdown. And this is damn near perfect for me, the spot, because there's that pause and then boom with the fucking guitars.
Well, I appreciate that. I told you I wish I could take credit when you told me about that on there. Again, it's just a matter of you type in your prompts. I didn't say put a breakdown here. I would say instrumental or whatever. And then
Yeah, but you still approved it though.
Yeah,
You
well,
still
that-
released it.
what happens is it will confident. So the original version, so this song had a lot of lyrical issues, and but the version was too good, like because of that breakdown, because of everything. I'm like, holy fuck, this nailed it. It nailed it, but AI had a problem with saying parody. Not this particular song, thank God, but it was party. I'm a party of a party. Enjoy the satire. Enjoy the satire. And then I'd have to say sat tire, and then it would fucking the sat tire.
Oh,
And then
wow.
I'm like, oh, you're driving me crazy. So then I'd play around with it, and then so then I've got this one, and it wouldn't say satire. And if you actually listen to it even closer, when he says enjoy the satire, some of the enjoys I stole from other parts of the song or from other versions that were made so that it would sound better, but it's enjoy the satire.
Oh,
He doesn't
shit,
actually
no,
he
I've
doesn't
never
actually
noticed
finish
that.
it. So it's because of the music. I realized that I fixed the ones at the beginning, so I think your brain just sort of
Right.
thinks
Just
it all the
goes
way
with
through.
it.
And again,
Yeah.
I'm talking like these are your songs. I love this song too. Personally, it's one of my
Oh, it's
favorites.
awesome. It's fucking awesome, dude.
I mean, there's barely any lyrics. And this is a version of the song that was half written. It was called Satire, and I had it's a parody. I'm a parody of a parody. I'm a rap star. I'm a parody of a parody. I'm a movie star. It would build up like that, like enjoy the
Yeah.
satire and whatever in between. And then I'm like, okay, where do I go from this? Like, I'm just a product. I had all that stuff, but I'm like, but I didn't have like a way to end it. It was like, I need more. And of course, with everything going on, I just made it political. So then I just said, how can I take it of this sort of, because it's kind of like a spotlight on yourself. You're making fun of yourself. The whole thing's a joke anyway. It's AI making fun of it, singing about itself. So I took it for even one step further.
Oh,
Like,
wow. I never thought about that. Wow. Go ahead.
when I made the song initially, it wasn't about that. It was just about the a rap guy becoming an actor, which all the rap people were doing back in the day. They were all becoming actors, and they still to this day become actors and whatever. And it just was like following this discourse and everything else. But I didn't have an end. And then I thought, okay, this would be great. So then I just made it about, since it's about this and like this megalomaniac in a sense, that I'll go right to the president. And then I just made it political. But if anybody was keeping score, this song originally came out in 2008, but that doesn't make any difference because the video is going to be made for the 2025 version.
I'm a parody of a parody. Enjoy the satire. I'm a parody of a parody. I'm a rap star. I'm just a product, I'm just a product. Download me, keep streaming me. I'm just a product, I'm just a product. Download me, keep streaming me. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy the satire. Enjoy, enjoy the satire. Enjoy the satire. I'm a parody. Enjoy the parody. Enjoy the satire. I'm a parody of a parody. Enjoy the satire. I'm a parody of a parody. I'm a movie star. I'm just a product. We're all just products. Snap my pick as I strut by. I'm just a product. We're all just products. You are wrong, and I'll tell you why. Enjoy, enjoy the satire. Hey, enjoy the satire. Enjoy the satire. I'm a parody of a parody. Yeah, enjoy the satire. I'm a parody of a parody. Enjoy the satire. Enjoy the satire. I'm a parody of a parody. I'm the president. Yeah. You're all just products. You're all just products. My lies become the newfound truth. You're all just products. You're all just products. Blinded sheep keep quoting me. You're all just products. You're all just products. I loathe you all, but bow to me. You're all just products. You're all just products. Wrinkled times need irony. Ready, aim, fire. On the satire. Ready, aim, fire. Fire. On the satire. On the satire. Enjoy the satire. Enjoy the satire. Enjoy the satire. I'm a parody of a parody. Enjoy the satire. Sit back and enjoy the satire.
Real quick, I'm glad you said the meaning because I just circle back real quick. So bling bling, what is that song actually about boxing, or is boxing like a metaphor for something else in that song?
I was combining two different things. It was supposed to be a joke again about how these rappers love wearing tons of chains and
Right.
gold and showing off their watches and everything else. And like, I got tons of shit, like they gold teeth and all that. And like, so like, that's where it came. I'm a slave to the bling bling. Listen to it,
Right.
ching ching. All you naysayers, get in the ring ring. And I just said, well, this is perfect from that stupid repetitious chorus. I'm going to make this whole motif about boxing. And just so that's where it stemmed from. And it was like, so that's where it came, like, was born out of. But I told you when I was when I was generating that, I don't know what AI was doing, but it was like, I wrote the lyrics down, but then AI does do its own thing, right? And you either like it or you don't like it. And even though the lyrics are written down, it kept going, I'm a slave. I'm a slave. And I'm like,
that's not gonna work.
Yeah, this is it's not really what I'm going for here. Nor should I be the voice of this. So,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Wow. All right, so now we get to Blackface. I have nothing to add other than please explain that title.
So that was supposed to be the grabber of like, what the fuck? He's got a thing about that. The joke of the reality was supposed to be, again, this is how my mind works. This was supposed to be the trajectory of Ice Cappuccino's career. He's on his third album, and this is society shitting on him and saying, you are like you're an Elvis, you're a Pat Boone, you just rip off black music, you're white and whatever.
Dude, I haven't heard that name in 30 years. Oh my God.
And it was just supposed to be like what he took from it, like so that he was being accused of being acting black and being black, but he's just white. And so it was this facade, and that was his response, and it was just supposed to be an fu rebuttal, like Get in the Ring by Guns N' Roses or something like that, but in a rap style, like you know how rap feuds or like that. So it's Ice Cappuccino fighting against a fake argument. Like this never existed, never happened. But I was trying to think of if his career continued, what would be some of the pressure he got from there and what would be his response. And blackface was the response. This is the one that Mike said if your work heard this song, you'd be fired. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't. It's not me. It's Ice Cappuccino. So that was my argument. I said that on the show.
You take all the credit, but none of the blame.
Yeah, that's life. That is life. So I don't know if that helps explain it or not. And that one again, it was really short. It was under 2 minutes, but I liked how.
And no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I liked how the bass kicked in, so I just looped it a bit and made it a little bit longer.
The chorus is very reminiscent of like those very early 2000s like pop punk bands, which was not a genre that I was into at all.
So I love that. Yeah.
Oh, were you really into that shit?
Yeah, that's another like. Are you talking about like the Blink 182s of the world?
Yeah,
and, yeah.
All American
all
Rejects, Good Charlotte, all that shit.
Yeah. I love punk, and they said, well, real punk fans wouldn't like it. I'm like, I don't know. I liked old school punk too. So I liked it all.
No, dude, I was balls deep in Swedish death metal at that point. All right. I can't wait for this one. All right. Teeter Totter. So this is really, listeners, all you need to know about this song. The chorus is a guy yelling, teeter totter, teeter totter, teeter totter. I fucked your daughter. Now, is this based on real life events? Did you get into it with Tammy's dad after you fucked her?
That's my father-in-law. No, I'm just...
Oh! or, I hate to go here. Are you the father in this song?
Yeah, it could easily be, because that's one of the ones that, like, I mean, I think Darren played it for his wife, and she was like mortified. She's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Why would you play that for your wife?" My wife doesn't even know this song exists yet.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. I'm like, oh fuck, I hope she doesn't hear this one, because I actually put like, so this one had like the first version that came out was like Tita Tata, Tita Tata, Tita Tata. I fucked your daughter. It was more like rap and had that nuance to it. And I'm like, no, because again, I'm so crazy. I'm like, this is his third album. He's angry at this point. He's fucking mad at the world. He's fucked up and he wants out, and he just wants to let it all out. So this is like a rage song. And so that's why it became the one you had, where it's just angry. And
okay.
With the music's angry.
He's very angry in that
he's angry. I love it. And
it's amazing, dude.
That was like, again, 2002.
Really?
2002.
Wow.
2002, 2003. Where, like I said, like all of these were written in that time frame. The idea in 1999, the lyrics fleshed out in the early 2000s. And then, but that was it. It was teeter totter, I fucked your daughter. And then I just went like in the bathroom on an airplane, in the closet beside the vacuum. Yeah. Yeah. That was just to get motivation and inspiration of all the different places.
My favorite part is when he's like, so he says, I dig your daughter's beat. Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Beat. I dig your daughter's beat. And she digs all of me. Can you blame her? And he's like screaming these vocals. Yeah. And when I heard this, all I pictured was some dude nose to nose with you screaming that. And as soon as he's done saying it and that part kicks in, that you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
You just fucking winding up and just fucking laying this dude out with the right hand. As
Yeah.
that fucking amazing part kicks in. Again, what do you
It's
call
fun.
that part? I told you that part.
Can you play Can you play
That gives me like goosebumps when I hear it.
I got it.
Because it's like a breakdown, but it's not guitars, it's something else.
It was the style that we did it. That we did it in. That was it. That Suno did it in, and then I said like do an instrumental like a like heavy. I possibly even said angry, angry instrumental. That was it. Like, that's the prompt. But again, you put your lyrics in, and then you just want that, and then it's like angry, and then it spit it out, and I'm like, and I liked everything about the song, but I'm like, it still needs something. And what I added was I added the porn noises into it too. I'm like, this needs something again. I guess my Rocket Queen. Were you ever a Guns N' Roses fan?
A couple songs.
So Rocket Queen, the famous song of "What are you doing, Kobe?" Kobe wants to come in. He's getting bored. Hi, Kobe. I'm recording though, so you can say hi.
You a Kobe Bryant fan or what?
My son. Yeah, that's where you got.
Oh, okay. All right. Next, we got "Too Late to Change." Now, this song, at least musically, I'm not into it, but it really reminded me of that song "Hey Ya" by Outkast that came out in like 2003. You know
That's
what I'm talking about?
yeah, Carrie loved that. Everybody loved that song. That was a very
Not me.
catchy
It's
song.
garbage.
That this
But
song,
this reminded me of
was
that.
supposed to be a joke. This song was supposed to be like, once again, one of those pompous rap songs about like being out with your crew, your posse, if you will, and that just a night on the town, and just like the sort of inexplicable things you would do, like with a boys' night out and whatever, and just stupid things like I don't know what time it is, ripped off from Ice-T. They don't even know what time it is. Out here on the street, don't know what time it is. You's a fool. Man, you's a fool. You don't know what time it is. Out here messing up your mind.
Who's this guy that just came out?
So that's literally, I just took things from Ice-T and everything I grew up with, and it was making fun of like, you don't know what time it is. Well, yeah, I do. Look at my gold Rolex and whatever. It was supposed to be like set up, punchline, whether you liked it or not. It didn't really matter. The fact that we screwed some bouncer's wife because he kicked us out of a club, and then she paid us money for doing it. Like that was like what it was supposed to be. It's just supposed to be like a lark of a song of this one crazy night that we were out with the group. But I get it. It's almost. I think it's more like, it's funny you said, "Hey, yeah." I think it's more like that the Humpty Dance almost, or like that guy.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
The Humpty Dance, but what was it? Sir, was that Sir Mix-a-Lot?
No, Digital Underground, dude.
Digital. Sorry. Jeez. Woo. Sorry. It's gonna get ugly in here later.
It's gonna get deep, yeah. Okay, so next we got "Scream for Help." Really like this song. It's got a dark sound to it, like gloom and doom. I'm talking about the beat and just the overall music. Lyrics: "You can't run, you can't hide. I'm the demon inside." There's a really good guitar and drum section in the final minute or so.
I love it too. I love it.
Oh, dude, that section is section's amazing.
But I wish I actually played it. It's so fucking good.
No, it really is. It's fucking awesome. And then he says, "This is my scream for help." And then there's another cool fucking sound effect that happens right after he says that. Like, I'm not even going to try to replicate it.
I'll put it in.
Yeah, thank you.
This is my scream for my scream for help.
But yeah, that's another banger, man. "Scream for Help."
That's one of my favorites too. That was that one was written 2025. That was written.
Wow, really?
That was written. I'm like, okay, I now need to get him. I don't have the I needed one track to kind of lead to self swan song, excuse me, self lake swan song, where it just showed a little bit more of his mental health breakdown. And so I had these lyrics like a paragraph here, totally unrelated, and I mashed them together and it somehow worked. I mean, you guys tell me, but I think it worked lyrically wise again. And then you program it, and I put like dark opera and rap and heavy guitar and whatnot, and then it coughed out a few different versions, and
Mhm.
I was like, nah, it's not quite there, it's not quite there, and then that one came out, and it was everything.
No, it's fucking awesome, dude.
Mind fuck doctor is what you are. I love how it slows down there. Again, I'm not trying to too much, guys. Again, I'm aware of what.
do you know every lyric of every song that's come out so far? Like, is it just like second nature to you to spit those out?
Well, most of them, yes. Not
Okay.
all of like there are ones that were created again. I've told you now, like, well, that one was created in 2025, but that one's easier. But there's other ones that were created for to fill in the other three albums. You know what I'm saying? Like to
Right.
build it up. I didn't have that. When I say I didn't write uh 30 or 40 songs back in the day. I wrote everyone that's on this list here that we just spoke about, except for Scream for Help. And yeah, and then I told you I put the ending part of Satire. So that was like,
But as many times as you've heard these fucking tracks now, surely the lyrics are like burned
oh,
into your brain at this point,
for
right?
the most part, if you were saying go play a live show right now, I'd be like, the rat-a-tat-tat. They call me Ice Cappuccino, rat-a-tat-tat. They were the first two I ever did.
Right.
Those
Yeah.
are those are embedded like
Yeah.
in my head now. Like there's no
Yeah.
question.
Okay, now we get to the final track, correct? Right? Swan Song?
Yeah.
Isn't that the final song? Okay. So this is basically a goodbye piano ballad, right? Like he's saying sayonara.
I sang this to my wife way back in the day. I think we were dating or married. I can't remember, but it was early, and I can't sing. So it was like when I was just singing to her, it was like, okay, I got Carrie. I've got this thing in my head. It's like, this is my swan song. Goodbye and so long. This
So was
is
that
my
your way of
swan
telling her
song.
you were going to kill yourself or something?
Well, no, because that's what it is here.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that's what it was supposed to be. But like, I don't like my wife wasn't worried or anything like that. But then,
No,
like
she's
when I was,
probably thankful.
yeah, she's like, well, please continue, keep singing it, Christian. You son of a bitch, you. But then, like again, I can't sing and whatever. I put this in, so I didn't have the rap part in. I put this in, and I think this was like the third one that it coughed out. I'm like, this is perfection. I perfection in what I wanted from the song, like the part that was supposed to be Vinnie Franco or whatever, which is just an homage
Now,
to
is that I was
Vince.
going to say that's got to be Vince, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even though
That's
it's not,
awesome, dude.
but it was just Vinnie Franco. And then
Does he even know about that?
I think I told him, but I don't think he's listened to the song. So I don't, and then so I put like we I did that thing, and I'm like, this is good. Now I need to get that rap in. So then I rapped it into over the song, pieced it in, then popped it back in, and say try to replicate this, but add the rap in, and it did a okay job, but the timing was all off. It changed it, and I didn't want anything to change with that sort of bed, if you will, of the piano ballad part that you're talking about, and his singing. So I took the rap portion of lyrics, and then I went back into GarageBand and then popped that onto the bed there and made it fit. I ended up editing it so that the rap was quicker and whatever. It's not as nuanced as some of the other ones because you could sort of tell it's been maybe more manipulated. I don't know, you tell me, but I like how it turns out. And I said that's how the album had to end because it was really his goodbye song to everybody.
So is that the quote final ice cap track?
Yeah, that's the final Ice Cap track.
Wow. All right, so now we're going to move on to the 1999 album. They Call Me Ice Cappuccino, the debut from this guy.
Yeah.
So this does have some overlaying tracks from the album that we just discussed, correct?
Yeah,
3.
4.
Hang on, let me pull it up
Too
here.
Late to Change, Bling Bling, Cracker Rapper, and They Call Me Ice Cappuccino.
Okay, so all right, here we go. They Call Me Ice Cappuccino, 1999. Opening track, self-titled. They Call Me Ice Cappuccino. It's good. I definitely like the version on the 2008 album more. It's got more punch to it.
2025 album. Get it right, man.
I thought it was 2008 is the release date.
No, that's an album that hasn't been released. I still have to release 2 more albums, the 2020, the 2003, and the 2008 album. If you're gonna be crazy with me, you gotta be on
I'm
the same
so
level of
fucking
crazy.
confused.
Oh, I can't believe, like, maybe you're crazy. I'm the normal one here now.
You've got me fucking crazy. This is I can't keep up with this shit. Anyway, I like the newer version better. It's got more punch to it. It's harder. It's heavier.
That's fine. I mean, I needed to make it different, and this one I feel like the voice is more consistent. I really like that frantic kind of violinish esque kind of bed that goes through the whole track and whatnot. But I don't necessarily disagree with some of the ways the other one hits. I think that the 2025 one says "nicey nice" too many times. This one, I think it's a little bit more subtle.
Then we go to Cracker Rapper, which is another repeat song. Do you
I like
really?
this one better. I like the way the interaction between the people when they're talking between the track. I'm surprised you don't like it better too, because it kicks in a guitar at the end when you think the song's going to end, where the other one did. This one goes on and it does this little guitar solo part that I love, that has a couple of woos in there that I just think amp it up a little bit more so than the 2025 version.
I'm not wild about either version. So
There you go.
okay, here we go. Arise. Really good song. It's very short. I think it's like 2 minutes or maybe even under 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
this one was written in 2025 for this. Uh Mike made me a little blurb about Ice Cappuccino, and I think he was mad that I wasn't going to use it and whatever. And I'm like, well, no, I've already made the blurbs up. I don't know where to put it, but I didn't. I think I told him afterwards. I just stole. He's like, he was a trailblazer or whatever, a trendsetter trailblazer, and I just took that out of his review and I just added it to my song. So like I made this song and I'm like, and I just popped that in there. So that
so
wasn't something written back in the early 2000s. It was just written now because I wanted something. It kind of took over Explode. I didn't like Explode. I didn't think Explode was grandiose enough, so I wanted something that was a little bit more hardcore too, like a little that
so is Mike
heavier.
listed as a co-writer on this song? Like Mike, aka the asshole?
No, he's not. Mike,
he's
Mike the
he's
asshole. I'll tell him that's what you said. You'll never be allowed on the show.
he's not gonna listen to this.
Yeah, no, no one.
There's
There's
no
very
way.
few, when once things go over a certain time frame, people are typically out.
Yeah.
There are people that listen to podcasts that are like, 15 to 30 minutes, and then there's the ones that will listen to 1, 2, 3 hour shows.
Oh,
So,
I'll listen to an 8 hour show. If I like the show, I don't give if I like the
yeah,
podcast, I don't give a fuck.
yeah.
So we got Bling Bling, another repeat. It's good, but I definitely like the other version better. It's just punchier, it's heavier, it's I don't know,
It's got
everything
the
is
motherfucker.
better.
This is
Motherfucker,
yeah.
yeah.
This was been Disneyed. It took out the
Disneyfied.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah. Anxiety Attack. I really like this song. It's another one that's got like a dark beat to it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's all
Yeah.
I can say, like dark.
So I put this one out there, and then I'm like, it's missing something. What's it missing? And
Saxophone.
saxophone is exactly
Yes! Yes.
So I
It's like
said,
those fucking late 80s horror movies, dude.
yeah. I said I redo it. I said put saxophone in, and I'm like, and I gave you 2 versions, and the version that you've got now ends when he says the very last line, will I be able to fight, or I hope I'm still able to fight. It ends. And I'm like, oh, I like it, but I feel like it should swell up in this machismo, like Kenny G saxophone again. And the other version had that. So I just
Yeah.
chopped it off the other version and I popped it onto that. So and it works. I get if I do
No,
say something. Yeah.
at first I was like, when that saxophone kicks in at the beginning, at first I was like, but like on the second or third listen, I was like, okay, I'm digging this. Yeah, it's good.
I would be lying if again, this is gonna sound so cheesy, but I go around the house, I'm like, anxiety attack. It just gets stuck in my head.
The chorus is catchy as fuck. I'll agree with you. Yeah, for sure. So then we get to Electric Boogaloo, or as you say, Boogaloo.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I do.
Now, come on, hold on. The word BOOK. How do you pronounce that?
Book.
You said book or book?
Book.
Okay. So COOK. Cook or kook?
Cook.
So why is Boogaloo? And
What are you-
Boogie Nights is
what are you like a little-
Boogie Nights
what-
is Boogie Nights.
I've always been like that. I've always been fucked up like that. It's
Come on.
just the way
Okay. So listeners, give us feedback. How do you pronounce the word Boogaloo or Boogaloo?
It's funny because
you can reach us at 289-253.
Oh, you son of a bitch. So I asked Mike, and Mike's like, you're not saying anything wrong. But then Billy D chimed in when we were doing the movies, and then he said it's because you're saying it like it's like almost like booger.
Just like you. I was
Booger.
just here to say, just like booger, but you say booger. Like if you're picking a booger, you say booger.
Yeah, I do.
What the fuck? Oh my God. That's so weird. Oh my God.
That's just me, man. That's just me. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that it's fucked up. Yeah.
So anyway, you got anything about that song? Because I really, really like that song.
Oh, I love this one. This one was supposed to be on the other album, but I didn't like it. Wasn't working quite well. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to work out. The chorus was not coming out the way I wanted to, so I didn't, because I wanted to get that album out. I didn't do it. So it was another one that I was like, okay, this is still going out. I still got to put it out there. I love it. Every album's like, well, I want to say every album has something tied to a movie, but I don't think that's entirely true. This one does, and another one will, but I don't think the third one does.
Okay.
But I love it too. I think I love the rap. I love the
great.
movie that it's based on, and I think it does a great job kind of being an homage to it. But like what I wanted to just kind of catch that feeling that I had like when you watched it, man, and like,
I still got to watch those movies. I only saw bits and pieces of those when I was a kid.
well,
Although
they're canon films.
I know I did have the cassette soundtrack to the first movie, and one of the reasons I loved it is because there's a song on that first soundtrack called "Reckless" by Ice-T.
Yeah.
Ice-T and Chris the Glove Taylor.
Oh
So
my God.
even as a kid, I was like, yes. That song
The Glove.
is fucking awesome. Reckless. Oh my God.
Yeah,
All right,
Ice-T's
so now-
in both movies.
He's in the second one too.
Yeah, both small roles, but yeah, he's in both.
Wow. All right, so now we get to Freaky Dance Riff. I have nothing to say. Please defend it.
You know, like, so this was done back in the early 90s in the sense of like the idea. When I say this was done, we were at Mike's house. We were at my girlfriend's house at the time, actually, not
Tammy?
not Tammy. And so this would have been 93.
Oh, so you were like 30 back then.
No, 19, I guess, 93. So then, where you know how there was 2 Unlimited, where like they did Mortal Kombat, but it was always like dun 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 dun. It was like
No, I have
just-
no fucking clue what you're talking
okay,
about.
like just intense, like electric sort of dance music, and it was almost like they just hit rinse and repeat. Like essentially now, they had all their music could be recreated now with a touch of a button in AI, and everybody would be saying this is blasphemous. But that's exactly the music we were listening to back in the dance clubs, back in the day, in between it. So Two Unlimited was huge, and they just cranked the same songs out over and over again. And I said, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, program, freaky dance with program, freaky dance with program. And one night when we were drinking, and Mike just laughed his head off and thought it was the sort of the dumbest thing. I'm like, I got to make that a song one day. So that's the reason why it's on there.
I'm just picturing you dancing in a fucking club.
I'm terrible dancer.
I've never
terrible.
I've never fast danced in my life. Only slow danced.
Yeah. With
Jesus
Gary?
Christ. Yep. At our farewell freshman dance,
Yep.
Gary and I
Put
slow
your
danced and
head
made
on
out.
my shoulder.
So you talking about the slow dancing just made me think about me and Gary dancing at junior high. Bobby Brown, I want to rock with you, baby, all night long.
Bobby Brown. Mine was the one I remember was Angel from Aerosmith.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was like
That's a
I remember
good
that
song,
like,
yeah.
that if you put
Oh,
that
dude,
song
that's a
on right now,
total
like,
that's a total makeout song, yeah.
it's like a nostalgia song 101.
That came out when I was in 6th or 7th grade because I think
Yeah.
you're a grade ahead of me
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you graduated from high school
Grade
in
8. It was grade 8.
93?
Yeah, 93 was
Okay,
my
so yeah,
graduating.
I was 94, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now we get okay. God, I can't wait to talk about this. So now we get to Funky Monkey. So I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. If this track would have come on when I was either in the car, at the gym, or at home, I would have hit skip in less than 10 seconds. But I was listening in my earbuds when I was grocery shopping at Walmart and I was pushing a shopping cart. So I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Okay, I'll just let it play. And by the end of the song, I was like, that was kind of catchy. So I hit back and I listened to it again. By the end of the second listen, all in, dude. All in. It's so ridiculous, but it's so fucking catchy. Ice Cap is a fucking monkey. Oh my God. It's
So that stemmed from way back when too. I showed you the video of my daughter who's now 22.
Yeah, amazing.
3 years old singing Ice Cap is a funky monkey.
So you
Cap
had that
funky
written back then.
Yeah, because it was a joke. It was supposed to be a takeoff of Brass Monkey, that funky monkey. And then I just said, okay, well, Ice Cap will be a funky monkey because my daughters, they had these two stuffed animals, and one was called Monkey Boy and Funky Monkey.
Okay.
So I kind of it was based off of that. I just said, okay, we'll do that. So there's that video of my daughter when she's like 3, now 22, singing,
Ice Cap is a fucking monkey. Ice Cap has a funky feet.
It sounds like she's saying Ice Cap's got funky feet, which I also do. The stink that comes off of her is funky. But that's where it stemmed from. And then I just like, okay, well, we'll give it that like soul chorus. And I think it works. It's fun. And it's it's a stupid as hell rap, but it's fun because this is supposed to be one of those braggadocious raps where it's like, look at me, like a notch above Vanilla Ice, if you will. And my favorite line is like, dropping beats so hot they're even melting me is my favorite.
I think I even told you this though. Once I listened to the song like 3 times, I couldn't get the fucking chorus out of my head, dude.
Ice Cap is a funky monkey. Ice Cap's got a funky beat. Ice Cap is a funky monkey with charm and swagger that's oh so sweet.
Like it was constantly. I was walking around my apartment just doing whatever. Ice Cap is a funky monkey. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So what does your daughter at 22 now think about that song?
They thought, actually, both my son, who has been making fun of me for doing this since I started doing it.
Good.
He's like, and whatever, and rightly so. And then my daughter, they thought that song was good. They actually thought it was catchy. And they said, that's
Oh,
actually good, Dad.
it's very fucking catchy. I'll give you that, dude.
I haven't heard many of these songs. But the thing is, because I have them on my playlists when I've been driving my son to school, I swear, and I've got tons of music on my playlist. An Ice Cappuccino song comes on every like third or fourth song. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this on purpose. And he just looks at me like, okay, whatever.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask you if you play that stuff when your kids are in the car with you and what their reaction is.
I try not to, but for instance, getting the motivation for satire, I've probably listened to that song 20, 30 times just because I'm trying to, when I listen to it, I try to envision what I want to create for the video, like
Yeah.
what I'm putting in. So, but that usually I don't. I like them. Otherwise I wouldn't have done it. But yeah, after a while you kind of. But I'm like I don't. This is crazy. We're creating this stuff with fucking AI. I could understand. I really can't understand why some people would be pissed off. Now, I still think if you're a musician, just do your shit, play your stuff, be
Right.
good. I get it. There just should be some warnings and whatever. Again, there was nothing to put on there, but I'm on the webs on the Ice Cappuccino web thing that I created. I did put Ice Cappuccino was created through the use of AI because I want to be on the up and up on whatever. But I would never shy away and tell anybody that was created. It wasn't AI created. But I don't know if like some people would probably like that's AI. I know right away. I don't know if I would.
I would have never ever guessed this was AI because I'm not in that world at all. I've never fucked with that stuff at all, so I don't know the
Black
capabilities
magic.
or anything like that. No, it's insane. And number two, it also when you just said that, it made me think of like all these artists, all the or over the years, specifically metal bands. Like when they have an album come out, I've read interviews with a ton of bands, Lamb of God, whoever. And when the album finally comes out, they're like, that's old music to us. We recorded that like fucking a year ago or 18 months ago.
Yeah.
So by the time this shit came out, a lot of this stuff is old hat to you, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then that, well, that's it. I mean, this process, I mean, I just did it. I was living in this. It was insane. Like, so I
Right.
would come in.
You've heard it so many fucking times.
It's no different than when you're editing something. I was editing, when I would do weddings, you watch that wedding video as the editor more times than the couple will ever fucking watch it in their life.
Did you do that? Did
It's
you edit
creepy.
wedding videos?
It's almost like that movie with Robin Williams where I think he's the photographer and whatever, and he kind of feels like he's living. He gets obsessed with the families, that's
Is
what
it
you. It's not. I'm not saying I'm obsessed with the families, but you know that wedding, you know the ins and outs of that day probably more than they do. They're going to watch that thing once, maybe on their anniversary, if they're not divorced by that point, and never again.
Mrs. Doubtfire?
Is that what he did? Oh, the movie. That's the Robin Williams movie. Fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. Yes. Yes. Hulk.
Hello!
Hello.
Oh my God.
It's wedding video time.
Oh, okay. So now we got pull your card.
I love this one. This is one of my favorites. You don't like this one either. This is one of my favorites.
No, it's okay. It just wasn't a standout for me. So please, floor's yours.
Floor's mine. I'll just say this title's pulled right from the Easy E, Boys in the Hood. The boys in the hood are always hard.
Oh
nothing
my
in life.
God. But to
Yeah.
pull your card, holy
Yeah.
shit. I never even thought about that. Wow.
Yeah. I always listen. I love that line. So that's where that stems from. Literally because of how much I love that song, Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Well, I'm glad you explained that. That's cool, man. Okay, so brace yourself. I really like this song. At first, the first couple listens, I wasn't really into like the quote emo-ish chorus
Yeah.
or the pop punk, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But after like 3 or 4 listens, it really grew on me. The chorus, I think it's awesome now, and it's got a nice little breakdown at the end too.
I knew you were gonna say
Oh
this is
yeah,
what you've been
yeah,
talking about.
dude. Yes, yeah.
I like that song too. The first versions of it sounded like Imagine Dragons. And I'm like, I like them.
Who?
but I'm-
Who's that?
Yeah. Imagine dragging these nuts across your face. So I was like, I like these, but it's just it doesn't fit. It's too popish. It's too not this. So I'm like, I've got to change it. And I somehow got it there. And I still was, I kind of like what you're saying at first. I'm like, I'm not sure. I still think the chorus might be a little, yeah, emo is a good word to put it, but it
Yeah,
wouldn't be
yeah,
over because I liked the Ice Cappuccino parts
right. Yeah,
and
that's
guitar.
why when the chorus first kicked in, I was like, wait, what? And at first I was like, ah. But then, like I said, like by the third listen,
Damn
I
this
was like,
AI.
by the third listen, I was like, okay, this chorus is like growing on me. I can dig it. And now I totally like that song from start to finish.
Awesome.
Now we got Too Late to Change. That's another duplicate, right?
Yeah, that's a duplicate. I just essentially like the same thing. It maybe sounds a little bit more in line with the an Ice Cappuccino track instead of sounding like Digital Underground. Like the last like the last time, this one sounds a little bit more like, I think the consistency is a little bit better, and it just has a slightly different introduction. But it's for the rest of it, it's pretty much the exact same.
Pretty close. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got to round out this album, Life or Death. I really like that one. Again, it's got like a darker, more serious vibe to it. I just like the overall sound of it. And I think it's a really good closer. I uh for the title too, Life or Death. I think that's a good title for the closing of an album. So
Well,
what do you
thank you.
got for this one?
I agree. I don't disagree. That's the reason why it's there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there was there was a mellow, more a rap version of it, and then there was a more heavy metal version of it. But it was almost two extremes. I didn't the rap version, the chorus didn't grab me as much. The metal version almost was overpowering with the guitars. It took away from it. So then eventually I kind of got the happy medium. So I mean, I like it. It's the, as you said, the perfect way to end the album. And then I just added
Mhm.
the kind of like the sounds of those waves. It just sort of leaves it on that kind of ominous note and whatever. But this one was uh half written by me, half written by AI, for full disclosure. What I mean by
Okay.
that is I had the lyrics set up in when I first did the first version of it. I'm like, this is too short. I need to boost it up a little bit more. I need to give it a little bit more oomph. So I popped it into not ChatGPT, Copilot. I popped it into Copilot and I said, here's my song. I need to add two more verses or whatnot. Tone is this, tone is that. Enter.
Okay. And then, so that's the end of that album. But then you also previously, like months ago, sent me a couple, like what at this point I consider bonus tracks. I'm sure they'll pop up next. Butterfly and Positive ID.
Yeah,
Are those going to be on the next
yeah.
release?
Those are on the other
Those are
albums.
good. I really like Butterfly, and Positive ID is pretty good too.
Yeah, Positive ID is another one that was uh, I wrote like half of it because again I was like, I wasn't planning on doing this. I was going to do just the Ice Cappuccino songs that did it, and then I created this more grandiose vision, and I'm like, well, I can't just churn. I'm not like just churning out. Well, I was just churning out songs. So then I said, okay, I've got this idea. It's about a serial killer. I want it from his point of view, and then I just wrote and I started writing. You know, Smith Falls is I always use Smith Falls. It's a place that's like between like
Is that by Cherry Falls?
no no, but it exists. It's like between Ottawa and kind of like Peterborough in a sense. Like it's just this small little town, and for whatever reason, I just love the name Smith Falls. So that's where I got it from. And I wanted to take place in a small town about this murder that
That
happened with
that's
a
a
girl.
that's a perfect horror movie town, Smith Falls.
They're both on Bust a Cap, the next album,
And when is that
2003.
dropping? When is that dropping?
Well, I told you I was going to give you the I was going to give you the quote unquote demo version
Yeah.
to prep for this episode. I don't
So
know.
That's overload. I want the final fucking mastered version.
I've got it's Drake. Even though it literally isn't just churning it out. I want people to be aware. Although we're talking about this, and I am not creating this musically, but I am taking way too much time finessing it.
You haven't sunk to the correct depths of insanity yet before you can release this third album.
Most people, like I tell you, most people that if they're doing this would have just hit generate. There
Yeah,
it
at some
is.
point be like, fuck
Generate.
this.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
No, I was like taking it way too seriously. And again, it might not even warrant that, but again, I don't know. That's the way I deal with it. But again, I don't want to make it sound like any more than it is. It's still AI generated. I look at it more like I'm a producer. I came up with some of the lyrics, and I'm a producing the song. So like, it's
Right.
giving me. It's like almost like, okay, AI is the artist. I'm going to then create. I'm like, you know what, AI? I like what you did here, but I don't know if I like what you did here. And I'm gonna. Why don't we do that again over there and that, if you will? That's just my way of maybe
No, that's totally
explaining it.
correct. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. That's how it is.
So that's it. AI's ice cap, and it's just, and I'm able to sort of direct it in the way that I would like it to be. So yeah, that's where they are. So yeah, both of those would be on. Which when I look at the track list on that one too, that's going to be a good album too.
How many tracks as of right now?
No, it's set. It's 11 tracks.
Okay.
I tell you, it's Busted Cap 2003, Rat-a-tat-tat, Dame Nation, Mafioso, Busted Cap, You're Still That Bitch from High School, Thrill Me. What's that? What do you think that's from? Positive
Night
ID.
Grapes.
Yeah. Positive ID, Point Your Finger, Butterfly, In a Trance, and Anthem.
Thrill Me. That is awesome, dude. You better fucking send me a link for that album before you release it to the masses, as you like to say.
Of course I will. You're the only one that cares. God damn it.
I know.
That's it. And then we'll wrap this up because we got to talk about music. Like,
Yes,
this
yes,
went way
yes.
longer than I thought too, so I apologize. But so
That's
then
why
the
I
other
said
album,
if you gotta go, if you gotta go, I understand.
I don't have to go. I want to talk about music, not just
So
about
do I.
Ice
So do I.
Cappuccino.
Okay. Yes.
So like,
okay.
I'll just wrap it up here. Satire 2008. Track listing is Satire, Blackface, Quick Cash Grab, Roll of the Dice, Secret Track, Cat Got My Tongue, El Camino, Eradicate, Teeter Totter, Martyr, Scream for Help, Swan Song.
Damn,
Now,
dude.
there are some there that have not been written yet at all.
But you have the titles. You have the titles.
I have the titles. Cat Got My Tongue's done. That's an instrumental.
Oh God.
Come
Don't
on.
release an instrumental,
Oh,
dude.
I
Those
am.
are such a waste of time.
Oh, it's so good. I did. It's on purpose.
Oh,
That's why there's
you better
jokes
have a
right there.
fucking breakdown in it.
Yeah, it's gonna be you breaking down by listening to it. Mental breakdown.
Oh God.
Anyway, enough. Let's put it to bed. Thank you for that. I appreciate the fact.
Absolutely, dude.
No, I want to thank you though, because I'm all joking aside. I know I've been talking about this as if it's like the best, the second coming, and I believe it is. But I appreciate you listening. You took the time to listen from fucking day one. Everybody, Chris, listened to it, gave me fucking feedback on every song, whether he liked it, didn't like it. I didn't care. I was just so happy that he actually took the time to listen and then write me some fucking feedback. So thank you.
And the only reason I did that is because I'm so fucking passionate about music in general. So, and I knew how much time you were devoting to this shit, and I was like, look, I'm gonna listen to this stuff, and I'm gonna tell him what I think, whether he likes it or not. So I listened, and on first listen, every time I listen to the song for the first time, I text you immediately.
Yeah.
Nope, yep, nope, yep. You know,
Yeah,
in so
it's
many
true.
words.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. I wait till once Ice Cappuccino's put to rest, then yeah, then my metal career is going to take off.
Oh God.
Norwegian black metal. Here we come.
I got a whole wall of it next to me, dude.
Yeah. Well, how do you want to get into this? Because now we're putting Ice Cappuccino to bed.
Well,
and we were gonna talk about-
we'll just start off with old school rap, since this is basically what inspired you. 80s rap. So let's just talk about what was the first like rap you got into? How did you get into rap back in the 80s? Who introduced you to rap? You know, all that shit. Old school shit.
For rap, it was myself. It was myself, but then quickly one of my buddies, Terry, he was really into rap too. But we discovered like it was LL Cool J and Run DMC. I have to be. It was
Yep.
the Bad album, um, I'm Bad and Raising Hell, and that's why I'm saying Raising Hell between Walk This Way and Raising Hell. I was just because that's what got me into it. I'm like, holy shit, it's this merging of metal and guitars and rap right there. Yeah. This is what I love about he also has albums still. Now I do, they're buried in my garage. Uh, but I don't have the near to degree. All my old school ones, like I had the cassette tapes for all of those, all
So
gone.
did I. I got rid
Yeah.
of all my cassettes and I kick myself for doing that to this day.
And some of them, like the Run DMC, I might still have in CD. I believe I still have in CD. But that's where it started. Beastie Boys would be another one. License to Ill. And like, so it was a combination of all of that. Yeah. Like that album,
Yeah.
LL Cool J and Run DMC. And then
Fat
from there,
Boys.
and Fat Boys. Exactly. Fat
Yep.
Boys.
Yep.
So
Yep.
on a
All the same time. Yep.
we were just talking. I was out with Mike and Darren last night for a threesome, and we were just talking about this last night. And this is a true story, and this is just how society has changed. I'm not saying it was right back then either, but we did a cover. So I was one of the Wipeout boys or whatever, and they were doing a Fat Boys lip sync song in grade 7 or grade 8. The three guys that were the Fat Boys are all white guys. My buddy Terry, Mark Perkins, I don't even remember the third guy. They all put Vaseline on their face and coffee grinds to make
Oh
themselves.
my God.
Yeah. Yeah. School did no better than I. No, that, everybody thought it was creative and ingenious.
What year was
Nobody-
this? Like 1985 or something?
Nobody thought it was bad at all. It was 86, 87.
Oh my
87.
God, dude.
It was white. When did Wipeout come out?
White belt?
Whiteout.
Wipeout.
Yeah,
Wipeout.
Wipeout. Yeah,
87. 87.
that's when it was. 87.
Wow.
Yeah, and no one cared. No one cared. I was just in a life jacket doing this, and I was just one of the white. But they were there, and again, it was considered, like I said, ingenious, and everybody thought it was great. No one took offense to it. No one was trying to be offensive. No one thought twice about it. I'm not saying it was right, but that's what happened. Lived it, experienced it. We won first place.
And that's back when, so that was on the Fat Boys' fourth album, which
Yeah.
came out in 87. That's back when rap artists would come out with like one fucking album every year.
Oh,
Fat Boys had an album 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. It was like clockwork, dude. It's crazy how the music industry was back then.
well, because they knew they're like hit while the iron's hot. We've got to
Right.
like just keep name recognition, get it out there. You mean you didn't have Napster at that point or anything else? Like you
Right.
were buying these albums and they were making money from those albums.
So much like you, my introduction to rap was Raising Hell when Walk This Way came out. I
Yeah.
saw the video on TV. I didn't know who the fuck Aerosmith was. I was 10 years old. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know who Run DMC was. I saw the video and I was like, holy shit, what in the fuck is this? So I got Raising Hell. That got me into Run DMC. Then I went back and got King of Rock, and then they're back again and got their self-titled first
Right.
album.
Oh, what's radio? Oh, that's
That's on Tougher Than Leather.
yeah,
Radio station you talking about, right?
yeah. That's the album after.
Yeah. That's their fourth album. So in the meantime, when I'm backlogging Run DMC's catalog, I got introduced to the Fat Boys by a kid that lived down the street from me with their second album, The Fat Boys Are Back.
Yeah.
Got into that. Also, LL Cool J on his second album, Bad, just like you said.
Yeah.
So forget Oreos, eat Cool J cookies, I'm bad, dude. That
Dude,
song still to this day is a fucking banger.
I love it. I love it. I love going back to that album and it just brings back
Yep.
memories. So
Oh,
I remember loving I Need Love. When I'm
uh,
alone in my room,
so
sometimes I stare at the
I
wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a doll. For the first time in my life, I see I need love. There I was. Like I remember that to now.
now we know where the sitting by the fire came from.
It was ballad
I
rap.
used I used to like I Need Love when I was a kid, but I quickly thought, yeah, I'm not into this R&B style rap shit. But I know what you're saying because that song, that's actually what broke LL Cool J to be big, was when that song came out.
It got so much radio play. I
But
remember
then
it.
speak, God damn,
Yeah,
you're good. His first album was called Radio.
yeah,
So after I got bad, I went back and got radio with I Can't Live Without My Radio, Rock the Bells, like all this shit. And I was like my mind was blown. I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be listening to as a 10-year-old white kid.
yeah.
This shit is blowing my
Well,
mind.
I think that was a big thing that kind of blew up. That they said that the main demographic were white suburban
Yeah.
kids.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. It really was.
it was a buying into it. That was the thing, and they were right, and I was part of that. I loved, but again, I would dig a little bit deeper. Then I got into Kumo D because
Yep.
I heard Go See the Doctor. It was almost like a
Well,
bootleg.
I saw Ghost. I heard Go See the Doctor on the radio when I was on vacation with my parents in Florida in like 87 when I was like 11. And
Yeah,
I was like, what is this? I didn't know who it was. I just heard it. And then the next year is when Wild Wild West
yeah.
came
Oh,
out.
I had two or three of his albums because I had the one where it's like, uh, How Do You Like Me Now?
That's his third one. Yep.
Yeah,
How
and
you
then
like me now?
yeah, I love that. And then I went down. I think I had a Schoolie D. Fuck, a Schoolie
Oh,
D.
I know who Schoolie D is. I never had any of his
Let's
albums
see,
though.
ain't
Yeah.
nothing but meat on a bone. I think that might be Schoolie D.
Were you ever into Houdini?
I
Freaks
knew
Come
of
Out at Night?
I knew of them, but it just became almost too much.
No,
Like
I dude, I totally get it.
I
Yeah.
wanted to get Boogie Down Productions, and I never
Yep.
like I
Yep.
my buddy had I didn't get the album.
Did you just say Boogie?
Yes, I did.
You son of a bitch. No, I had Boogie Down Productions first cassette with when KRS-One's got the gun and he's looking out
Yeah.
the window. You have that too?
No,
With,
I never bought. My
oh,
buddy
but
had them. Yeah.
but you remember that song, My Philosophy?
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, dude. That was amazing.
And Eric B. And Rakim.
Eric B. and Rakim.
Rakim, I said
Hayden-
Rakim.
That's it. No, I'll let that one slide. Paid in Full, their first album. That's still to this day one of the best rap albums ever made.
But that was the thing, because then your buddy would have it. And you're like sometimes you trade and bore each other's shit, but other times go buy it yourself.
You dub it, and your dubbed copy sounded like shit, but you
Yeah.
still had it though, and
Yeah.
you could listen to it though.
That's where Go See the Doctor came. So that's where my I like Kumo D. But then it was just like you're saying, they're coming out with every year there's something else. But then Ice T Power.
I knew it. Power. I knew you were gonna say that. So
Oh, that
actually,
album. Oh, I still love that album to this day.
I got Rhyme Pays when it came out in '87, based on the recommendation of one of my friend's older brothers. He was like, "Oh, you got to get this tape. Your mom would kill you if she knew you had it." So I was like,
That's
"Okay."
exactly right.
I bought it, and I mean, I was really bad back then about getting stuck on like 2 or 3 songs and then not listening to the whole album.
I was like that too. Funny enough,
Yeah,
for a lot of bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on Rhyme Pays, that album, I was stuck on the first 2 tracks. Rhyme Pays, which used the Black Sabbath sample from God damn it, War Pigs.
Or I was
Dun, 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 dun. which back then I didn't know what the fuck that was from. It was only when
Yeah.
I was older. So that was track one, and then track two was 6 in the morning. So I would just listen to those two tracks over and over and over. And then the next year, Power came out with "I'm your mother, I'm your dad."
Yeah,
You know
love it.
you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I love that song. And then I'm your pusher. It
I'm
just
your
that song,
pusher.
yeah, that song is fucking great. But I love Grand Larceny. I love like sex. That's like let's get buck naked and fuck. That's what I'm saying. Those are like the you're still a bitch from high school. That I was trying to emulate that. Like that's the stuff I was like, I'm not supposed to be saying listening to this, but I love it. It's so fun. And it was
Yeah, see,
something about it.
I was so bad about not rolling deep with albums back then. I would have the cassettes, but it was almost like side two, unless there was a track that I really loved. It was like side two didn't exist, and I wouldn't go deep. It pisses me off now thinking about it. But
Well, I, I like I said, I was that way with certain ones, but not for power, whatever reason. That one always was. Why is it not coming out like the way that yeah. The Grand Larceny, what am I why am I
yeah,
drawing a
I'll have
blank?
to look that one up. I don't know that song
But there's a drama. That was the other one.
or a
I,
drama, as you
yeah,
say.
yeah. You son of a fuck. Uh, but that's what it is. I just love the fact that yeah, I'm trying to get to his album while we're talking here.
Do you remember his album called The Iceberg with The Girl Tried
Yep.
to Kill Me? Oh God, dude.
That was the one that came out. That didn't that follow
That was
oh
after
no,
Power, right? Or was
it
there
was
one in between?
it was original gangster and then iceberg or vice
Oh,
versa. Original gangster and
I
iceberg.
think
Let me see if I can
I
find it.
thought Iceberg was before Original Gangster. You might be right.
Why is this not giving me what I want here?
Just like your wife.
Uh, I'll go to my phone. I don't know why it's acting up on my computer.
This girl
So
tried to kill me because he caught me fucking his wife.
I power, you're right. So it did go power, iceberg, and then original gangster.
Okay, that's what I thought.
OG.
Okay. Yep. OG.
And then by the time
Original Gangster.
And by the time Home Invasion came out, I heard it. Terry, my buddy, grabbed it. I was almost at that point. I was on to the body count side of things, and if I'm not mistaken, because I think body count already came out, and I wasn't listening to Ice T the way that I did.
See, I don't even know what that song is that you just said.
Home Invasion was his album.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. I was out of Ice-T at that. Original Gangster was the last Ice-T that I had.
Yeah, and I didn't buy Home Invasion again. Terry was like, so Terry and we were supposed to go see Ice T, or we wanted to go see Ice T, but we were 14, and both of our moms said, "Nope, you're too young." And we were so mad, and I blamed his mom, and he blamed my mom, and we were so mad. And then somehow a year or two later, probably two, we went to see Public Enemy. And we saw
Oh,
Public Enemy. We haven't brought Public Enemy up yet.
we're
And
going
that's
to.
another one. And we saw Public Enemy in what I would call a fucking high school gym. I'm sure it was bigger, but it was just in Hamilton, which is right next door now, where Vince lives. And that there was like I remember driving up to it. I'm like, we're going to a school? Whatever. That's what it felt like we were going into. And we saw them in there. And if we weren't the only white kids, we were like two of five that were there,
Yeah,
but it didn't
right.
matter because everybody was there for the music. There was no bullshit, there was no violence, and it was fucking Public Enemy. And I saw Public Enemy,
Right.
and that had to be the Apocalypse 91 tour. I'm assuming.
Oh,
It had to
it
be.
was that late?
Yeah. Oh, well, because I would have,
Oh, okay.
I'm swear, so that we would have been maybe, well, did they have one released in 90?
Um, okay, so their first one was
It had to be 91.
God
I'm thinking it had to
damn
be
it, what was
91.
okay. When their second one came out in 88, it was called "It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold
Yeah.
Us Back." And that's when I got into them because I saw the video for Night of the Living Bassheads on YoMTV Raps. You remember that song, Night of the
Yep.
Living Bassheads? Dude. So I literally the next day I went to the mall, bought that cassette, and then went back and bought their first cassette, which had just come out a year prior. So I got into the first two Public Enemy albums basically at the same time. And then Fear of a Black Planet.
Yeah.
That was 89, right?
So
Or was
that's
that
what I'm
91?
looking up because I can't, I don't think, I think it was,
It was 89. Because the song Fight the Power, Flavor Flav goes 1989 to open the song.
so, I mean, that's an all time classic, right?
Oh,
But
dude, it's
let's not
unbelievable.
bring the fucking noise. And the collaboration the collaboration between them and Anthrax was another fucking pinnacle moment of just, I fucking loved it, man.
Which asked me as a 13-year-old if I gave a fucking shit about Anthrax and Public Enemy. No, I didn't. I didn't come to appreciate that song until years later.
Really?
No, because I was not into metal or anything at that point.
So it could have been the Fear of the Black Planet album because that came out in 90. So it was
Okay,
either that
that
or Apocalypse 91.
Because Fight the
Yeah.
Power came out, the single came out the summer before. That's why
Yeah.
Flavor Flav says 1989.
Because 1990 seems like it still was too. I think I was in grade 10, and I'm almost positive I was grade 11 when we went to see Public Enemy. But who cares? It was in that time frame.
Right,
it was.
right.
It was. I would assume it was 91. I know it was 91 that we saw them. And again, fucking, I can say that I saw them, and it was a fantastic.
Was it
concert.
just fucking mayhem? I can't even imagine. That had to be amazing.
Yeah, it was, but it was a small venue, like a small venue, like they were there, like you were just seeing, like
Right.
to be able to say that you saw them and that be that close. And I saw Body Count. I actually saw Body Count years later.
Wow.
So I saw
Well,
Body Count.
what do you mean by years later?
Well, when
how
they were
many-
promoting, when
Cop Killer?
Yeah, Cop Killer tour.
Oh shit. See, I don't even know who the fuck they were back then.
No, I was into them because he did the teaser on OG, Original Gangster.
Did he?
He puts Body Count on there. He was like, he was good at marketing.
See,
man.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't roll deep on a lot of those albums because I was an idiot.
So he promoted Body Count on OG Original Gangster, and he's like he talks about it because there's a lot of tracks where it's like fake interviews or possibly even real interviews interspersed between the song tracks and whatever, and whatnot. And then he talks about it and it goes right into Body Count. And I remember our whole friend group, the Mike, the Darren, the Taryn, we just went nuts over that Body Count song. Black Rain.
Now,
Don't you hear the guns, you dumb dick sucking bum politicians?
are you a fan of the recent Body Count albums for over like the last dozen years?
So I fell out of them. I had the first album and I had Born Dead. And my buddy Terry had the first album with Cop Killer on it before they pulled
Took it
them
off, yeah,
and then re-released it. And then I had Born Dead. And Born Dead's fun to me because it's half fucking cheesy and shit. And I do believe that in it, but I still love it. Like that voodoo song is fucking insanely stupid. But there's so many killer tracks. Like Born Dead and whatever. Like
See,
it's still,
I wasn't into them at all back then. But then back in 2014, after they had taken a huge hiatus, they came back with a album called Manslaughter.
yes.
And at that point, had been obsessed with fucking metal for like 15 years. So I checked it out and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And since then, they've come out with Manslaughter, Bloodlust, Carnivore, and Merciless. And
Yes.
all four of those albums, if you're into like metal or quote rap metal,
Yeah.
all four of those albums are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think we discussed this because you recommended it to me,
Yeah.
and I went back and listened to it, and I'm like, yep. I mean, I think they do a cover of
Raining Blood. Or yeah, it's
90
Raining Blood, right?
and they do 99
Well,
Problems.
99 Problems, yeah. They do a few covers, yeah.
They
Well,
also did
actually, 99 Problems was an original Ice-T song on the Rhyme Pays album.
Yeah. I
So
am.
they're doing a cover of Jay-Z, who did a cover of Ice-T.
Yeah. Because I think when Jay-Z did it, it was like huge. And I don't
Oh
know if
yeah.
a lot of people realized that it was Ice-T.
Dude, nobody except people of our age knew that was a fucking Ice-T song.
And then they even did that one that was like not a cover, but it took the nuance of you didn't like it. I remember we were talking about it. One of my favorite songs ever made by Pink Floyd, "Comfortably Numb," and they do a,
Yeah, I
a
mean,
weird kind of offshoot of it. But
it's yeah, no,
it's worth
yeah.
their albums are worth checking out. But Born Dead is a perfect machismo album that I know it's bad, but I like it. You know those albums like I don't know if I'm
Oh,
describing
I
it
know.
well, where the lyrics like just listen to Voodoo and that sums up what I'm talking about.
So okay, so on the 2020 album, body count album called Carnivore, if you listen to the bonus deluxe album, they do a metal remake of his 6 in the Morning song from the Rhyme Pays album.
Yes.
Holy shit, dude. That opening fucking riff like literally gets my blood boiling. It's
Yeah.
unfucking believable.
To be honest, I would say that obviously everything we talked about from the rap that we grew up with, the that was all nuance. That's what sparked Ice Cappuccino. But body count would probably be it. I wanted more guitar. I love guitar with rap.
Right.
I think it
Yeah.
works. But they were almost like
Which is what new metal became in the late 90s.
yeah, which is funny because I liked some new metal, but it wasn't something that I gravitated towards. I actually liked new metal later. I kind of
Really?
went back and listened back to it, and I'm like, oh, I really dig this stuff. Like, I mean, I remember Korn coming out, or Limp Bizkit, like all the
Right.
like the main ones, but I really didn't dedicate the time
See,
to it then.
so unlike you, that shit dropped just as I was transitioning from rap to metal. So when I was getting into metal is when all that shit started pouring in. So I just soaked all of that up, dude. And
Yeah. Ah,
well, most of it. So I was going to say very fond memories, but still to this day, not memories. I'm still love a lot of that shit from back then and still new output that they're doing now.
well, like for instance, back in the day, I didn't give Linkin Park much of a chance. I knew their songs that were got radio play, little play. I
Yeah.
listen to them more now than I did back then. But I did exactly what I did with awesome, exactly what I did with metal, because there was so much metal blind spots that I had. So back in in like 2010, 11, as I was started doing more commuting to and from work, I was like, I'm going to listen to all these blind spots. The Cannibal Corpses. I never gave them a time of day. Cannibal Corpse, Death. Um, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
you're not into death metal
No,
because of the vocals.
I didn't go in deep. I'd say Cannibal Corpse didn't really win me over. Death. There's a couple of tracks I like from Leprosy. I
Oh,
think.
you mean the band Death? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I thought you meant death metal.
but
Okay.
like I loved Pantera, but it's because it was groove metal. It almost took like that.
Yep.
So like Pantera, Vulgar or Cowboys from Hell, Vulgar Display of Power, and of course then Far Beyond Driven. And Far Beyond Driven, I didn't even fully appreciate when it first came out. I actually was like, this is not. It's not. It was heavier. It was darker, but I didn't. I wanted. I think more of the same. Because although Vulgar was dark, something about it didn't seem quite as dark as Far Beyond Driven. Now I think Far Beyond Driven's fantastic.
So here's a funny story about what you just said. So when I was a senior in high school for our senior prom, which was in May of 1994, Far Beyond Driven had just come out. Literally just come out. So the girl that I went with to my prom, when I got in her car, she drove because she had a brand new Mustang because her parents were rich.
It's like, how are you
So I
going to
got
pull me this way?
so I got in her car and she goes, I just got the new Pantera CD today. and I looked at her like she had 7 heads. I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. And this was 2 years after like Walk had come out. I
Oh,
didn't know what that shit was because I was still so balls deep in rap at that point.
wow.
I did not know what Pantera was when I
I
was
hope she
18.
kicked you out of the car. I'm going solo, dick.
No, but at the prom after party, she went and fucked some other dude. So may as well be the same. But yeah,
But
it took me a long time to truly get into metal, dude. Were you into Jazzy Jeff, the Fresh Prince at all?
yeah, so I was, even though that felt vanilla comparatively,
Right.
it was too clean. But of course, because they had, well, the Freddie song that pissed me off because it wasn't Freddie at all. It wasn't Freddie's
Oh,
voice.
Nightmare on My Street. Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street, and then why the fuck am I drawing the blank on the big
Parents just
fucking
don't understand.
parents just don't understand? Everybody loved it. I think I had the album, but it was definitely. I was just like, yeah, because at that point we didn't even get it. We haven't talked about NWA. I was already starting to get into
Oh yeah,
metal.
right.
NWA, Easy E, we forgot about. I mean, we didn't forget, but we just sort of
Haven't
veered
got
off.
there yet. Yeah.
So yeah, I had that first album. Um,
No, that was their second album,
or
dude.
their second album. Sorry,
That's
yes,
why
yes,
I'm
yes.
so proud because I had their first album before they
Yeah.
got popular. Yeah. Rock the House.
Rock the House, yeah. So I I know they were huge. They were fine,
No, I get it. Yeah.
but it was like, I mean, what about Two Life Crew? Again, because they were so vulgar, like
Controversial. Yeah.
yeah, I latched onto them, but I admit again, it's just repetitive. Well, they just sampled guitar riffs and music from all like the great rock bands from yesteryear, and then they just turned them into kind of swear rap. Like they knew what they were doing. They're just being vulgar for vulgar's sake to sell albums.
And they were not very good rappers to each individually. They weren't good rappers,
No.
but the sampling and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, me so horny. It
Yeah.
just it's sold.
I love you a long time.
It,
It's just
yeah,
it's repetitious, it's catchy.
right.
Welcome to the fuck house.
And then so Beastie, were you into Beastie Boys back then?
Yeah, Beastie Boys for sure. Of course, License
So
to
when
Ill.
License to Ill came out, were you like on that like right then?
I loved it. Loved it right away. It was fantastic. And again, that was like, oh wow, these guys are awesome because once again,
So did
it was
someone
white rap.
introduce you? Did someone introduce you to that, or did you just like discover that on your own?
I think it was just popular culture at the time, our class. It was
Oh,
just that Brass Monkeys we talked about earlier. Slow
right.
and low, that is the tempo.
Robbing and stealing. Oh, dude, I
Yeah,
love that song.
that album kicked fucking ass. And
Still does. Still does.
when Paul's Boutique came out, I have to be honest though. Initially I was like, I don't like this, but it grew
That's
on
why
me.
I'm doing that. That's why I'm doing this. I've
But
never liked that album
you never,
except for Hey Ladies. That's the only song
well,
I
Hey
like.
Ladies was their big single,
Right.
but it was such a departure. But musically, I guess they were expanding. But I think for core fans, they were like, "What the fuck?" Like, this is like they were getting controversial there because that was when all the sampling was happening, and
Right.
people didn't know what to do and what to make of it. I guess you could. I don't know if it's the exact same as what AI is doing now, but I mean, you can make that argument. I guess like, what the fuck is this going to
Oh
be to
yeah,
music? Like,
the sampling back then is basically what AI is now. People are
yeah,
like, "What? Oh, you're just using all these old beats and lyrics and samples or whatever, and you're making your quote own song out of it. That's not fair."
but
Like
they
those groups used to get shit on all the time.
but it transcended and it became its own thing, and it's
Oh,
funny how that. But
it's yeah, yeah,
but
whatever.
again, if I have to put on a BC Boys album, I'd say it's grown on me, but I don't put that one on like I would put on Ill Communication or License to Ill or like What You Want
Check your head.
Check Your Head. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so what you want? Oh my God, dude, that song's so fucking sick. It's amazing.
So you're a
See,
huge Beastie Boys fan too,
well,
other than
okay, so full disclosure, first album, yes, I was obsessed. I was like 11
yeah,
years old. Paul's Boutique came out. I was like, this album is terrible. I like Hey Ladies, fuck this. And then Check Your Head came out. I saw the video for So What You Want. I love the song, even though it had a different vibe to it, like a rock kind of like weird
yeah.
sludgy kind of almost vibe to it. But if you had a gun to my head right now, I couldn't tell you another song from that album.
Yeah,
And
you know
then
what though? I might have to agree with you there. I love the I remember loving the album. I owned it.
yeah.
I owned all those four albums, and the. But you're right. I don't know if I could name if I had to name one right now. Darren would kill me. Darren would probably name the whole album. He's
And
Mr.
then when
Encyclopedia.
and then 2 years later or 3 years later, when Ill Communication came out, they came out with Sabotage and Sure Shot, the two
Yeah.
singles, which are
Oh,
both amazing. But again, I can't tell you another song off that album, dude.
but that was the style, like that was the shit that I loved, and that's why
Yeah.
I also to this day love Rage Against the Machine because it's although not the same, there but I just loved that
Same
mix.
idea.
I love that mix of just the angry vocals, but then it's guitar and everything else.
Uh-huh.
Like so I love the Rage Against the Machine, their first album,
So
but I
you were into them like from the start?
yeah. I
Oh
was into them from
wow.
the start, and
Wow.
I also loved Evil Empire, which I remember. I even remember to this day Darren making fun of the cover to me. I'm like, this cover's creepy, man, and I fucking love this album. And he's like, it's just more of the same. I'm like, yeah, but if you love the band, again, I never understood that argument. I wanted that. Sometimes I wanted, I don't know, but more, but like there's sound. It just sounded like a complete continuation. So I was
So
very happy with Evil Empire. I
we'll get into this later, but I didn't get into Rage Against the Machine. I knew of them. I knew their band name, but I couldn't have told you a song of theirs until like 99 when the Battle of Los Angeles album came out.
oh really?
By the time I was into metal, yeah. But then going back, listening to their first two albums, dude, a bad boy grips the microphone with a fistful of steel.
Yeah.
Dude, that
Oh,
song is fucking sick.
oh, that first album is a classic to this day.
Bomb
So they used to
track,
play
killing in the name,
when they
killing
when
in the.
they would play "Killing in the Name of" at the bar that we used to go to, and like all the girls would typically leave the dance floor because they said like this it just gets too
It just
intense.
turns into like a mosh fest.
Yeah, it was just a great time for me in music for me because I involved now I wasn't listening to rap. I still had my rap albums and I still would go back to it occasionally. And I still like to this day, I still listen to it, but it's not my genre of choice necessarily to listen to. But it's interesting because it just quickly became it went from rap. Well, we didn't really do it. I was like when we started, it was like pop, the stuff my parents would listen to, like Jim Croce, who I still love to this day. Then I got into the Thompson Twins and the Moody Blues, and then went right to fucking
In
Alice
your wildest
Cooper
in your wildest
in
dreams.
Your Wildest Dreams.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Dude, that
In, Your-
song melts my heart.
in the Wildest Dreams is fantastic. No, it's like it's crazy. And Thompson Twins was Into the Gap was the album that I fucking loved and played over and over and over again. But it quickly became AC/DC, Alice Cooper, rap, Iron Maiden. Like it all blended together. I was listening to um somewhere well, so I got introduced to Iron Maiden with my friends of the family's cottage, and he had
Darren,
Highway to Hell.
Darren,
No, from my mom worked with them. Highway to Hell, and I love that cover album for AC/DC, and I became quickly into them. And then Live After Death by Iron Maiden. So much for the fact, I think I told this on Exploding Heads. Because this is why maybe I talk the way I do. For the longest time, it was a live album, right? I don't know if you don't like Maiden, so I don't think you gave this much of a
no.
chance. But he was, I kept thinking he was saying, "Scream for me, long bitch, scream for me, long bitch." I'm like, what the fuck is a long bitch? But love it. I created this vision, this sort of imagery of what a long bitch would be until I realized many years later, he's saying "Scream for Me, Long Beach," where they were performing, and I had no clue, and I'm not
Oh
making
my
it up.
God.
I thought it was and you know when that realization sinks in, you're just like, "What the fuck? I'm an idiot."
Yeah.
Like what? Like but the vision. I might have to draw it of what I thought a long bitch would look like.
Oh my God. So yeah, so after the as we dovetail from the 80s into the 90s, when gangster rap started to come out, I got into Easy E. So Easy E's
Oh,
solo album was what I would say my true introduction to real gangster rap.
oh,
Easy.
a beautiful. Yeah, Easy does it.
Yes, Easy does it.
Yeah,
Yes. It's
fantastic.
unreal. Like it blew my mind when I had never heard such filth in my life. And I ate up every fucking second of it.
I got to interrupt. I read a thing about the 50 worst rappers or whatever article, and Easy E was fucking on that list, and I'm like, are
Oh,
you for
oh,
fucking real?
pe pe
Be- Because
over the last 20 years, I've read a lot of shit online where people say he was a shitty rapper, and I'm like, what? Maybe it's my
boys
age. I don't know.
Boys in the Hood is
Uh-huh.
single-handedly one of the best rap songs ever
It's
made, and I think
incredible. It's a masterpiece.
yeah, I fucking love it. Did you ever hear the Dynamite Hack ripoff? It was like woke up quick at about noon. It's just like
Oh,
a sort of like a rock-esque version of it, not like a heavy metal, just like they're a rock band, but it's almost like a ballad
uh,
version of it. You gotta check it out. It's fun.
okay.
But
But yeah,
uh
so that was my first intro to gangster rap was his solo album, and then very very shortly after that, I was at the mall one day and I saw Straight Outta Compton sitting on like an end cap, and it
yeah.
said featuring Eazy-E, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So I bought it, and then I found out NWA had a cassette before that called
Oh,
NWA and the Posse,
yeah.
which had Dope Man, the original Boys in the Hood song. So I would like buy that shit blind without even hearing anything.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, just grab it and buy that shit.
Well, I had that straight out of and I had audible not automobile the, you know the next for life.
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to. I'm
I know
like,
what you mean
I'm
now.
not getting into it. Yeah,
For life.
yeah, just for life. And uh but
And I
boy,
like how
like
they on the cassette or CD, whatever you
yeah,
bought, they had the title backwards.
yeah.
So it was like Ethel for Zagan, and it was like what? But then if you read it the other way, it was like, oh,
Well, so like I had both of those albums, and again, I liked them all. And then Ice Cube went on his own, and yeah, Dr. Dre. And I got to tell you, I never that Dr. Chronic. I never knew that. I didn't get into that album. I never had that album.
that
It was
that
a
blows
blind
my
spot to
mind.
me.
That blows my
I
mind, man.
never. I must have just derailed at that point and went into rock because then it was really it did became Maiden, Megadeth,
So
Metallica, Anthrax. It just became that, and I don't think that's probably why I didn't really get into Ice Cube either as much. I heard him, but I didn't get into him as
right.
much.
Okay, so it sounds like you basically segued to metal about 4 to 5 years before I did. So
Yeah,
that makes sense after you explained it that way.
yeah,
Because
and
the Chronic, are you a fan of Snoop Dogg's first album, Doggy
yeah,
Style?
yep.
That is one of the best rap albums ever made. Start to finish, there's not a bad song on there. It's incredible.
Yeah. And so that's why, like, I mean, I've listened to them since because I was kind of doing what I did with metal. I had to go through what I would call my blind spots, which
Yeah.
there could be many because you could go down and listen to all the Boogie Down Productions, Eric B. Like you could go back to all of those album artists
Boogie?
because Boogie, I fucking want to just choke the fucking shit. And then, but Ice Cube was one of the main ones who
Yeah.
because of course I knew him. I knew of him. I saw him. I was starting to see him in movies. Of course, because Boys in the Hood had already been
Right.
out and everything else. So he'd already established himself as an actor. I knew he was in NWA. Like, so it's just weird. And my roommate in university, one of my roommates, he loved Ice Cube. He had his,
College.
although ours was university. Funny enough, you have college. Yeah. Anyway, so he had Ice Cube. So I heard it more then, and I liked it, but again because by that point I was already listening to more metal, a little bit of like punk. I actually got into punk more later than 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 earlier. Uh,
Now, when you say punk, do you mean like the pop punk shit, or you mean like old school punk?
I mean, like, well, I mean, I like Sex Pistols, The Clash, and
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
old school, yeah. Okay.
yeah, but still tons of blind spots. Like you were saying, you listen to side A or whatever. I listened to a
Right.
few bands. I'm like, I like these. That's good. I'm not saying I didn't listen to other ones. Like I loved when Return to the Living Dead. I love all the songs on that album, and they're all kind of like underground kind of punk S
Right.
bands. If the
Yeah.
Ramones are not, I don't consider the Ramones like if you consider them punk, then the Ramones. I don't know. Like, of course, I love them, but Social Distortion was probably big, like a rockabilly punk type thing. And that was around 1990. We got into Social Distortion, and
Mhm.
so I still love them to this day. Um, so it just depends. Like it just shifted. Like I said, like loving rap on its own was really never a thing. I loved rap and metal almost simultaneously.
Wait,
And
say
then
that word again. Say that word again.
simultaneously. Why? What did you think I said? Say it.
Nothing.
No, fucking correct me, you motherfucker.
Simultaneous. No, actually, never mind. You
I
said it.
want
You
to
said it.
fucking.
You said it
Oh, I want
right.
to. Yeah. You motherfucker.
It just sounded wrong when you said it.
Yeah. You so. But
All
then
right. So
when you went to
no, no,
metal, you went. Oh wait, you're not done. So you're
no.
not
I
done
was just
rap.
gonna say. I was just gonna real quickly say like early '90s hip hop. Were you into like House of Pain when they came out?
Of course you were. You had to be.
Other than Jump Around, were you like
Yep.
actually into them?
Yeah, I liked House of Pain. I liked House of Pain for sure. But once again, I have if they have more than one album, I had that first album. That's it, and that was it.
Like they had that other song, Boom Shalak Lock Boom. You
Yeah,
remember
I
that
mean
one?
those. Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So
I
you know
don't think you
the
could have gone through
you know
life.
you know the hits. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So Snoop already touched. So you like Snoop's album, at least the first one,
Snoop.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, I like Snoop Dogg to this day. It's just I don't. Again, it's not like I haven't listened to him probably in ages.
Well, in my opinion, his first album is an absolute fucking masterpiece. After that, his albums just have, I can cherry pick songs that I like. But that first one, that motherfucker didn't leave my cassette deck for like 6 months, I swear to God, when that came out. What about Shaquille O'Neal's first album?
Don't tell me did he? He didn't make an album, did he?
He made like six. Are you being serious?
Who? No, yeah, I am being serious. I thought you were talking about
Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player.
yeah. He made
He
an
made
album.
like six rap albums.
No, he didn't. Did he?
Are you fucking with me right now?
No, I had no clue.
Oh my God. Well,
Did you
prepare to
like
get
it?
bombarded with texts after we get done with this shit.
What?
I can't believe you.
I gotta ask my son if he knew that.
Hold on. I'm just going to send you one song right now. Just
I'm
one
gonna
song.
go ask him right now while you're doing it.
People, I hope you guys are still listening because this motherfucker doesn't even know what the fuck has happened for the last like 35 years.
No,
This is-
he's sleeping. He fell asleep because he was at a sleepover. He's like exhausted. I never knew Shaquille O'Neal had a fucking rap. What the fuck?
It's
are
like
you talking-
six. I just sent you his lead single from his first album. It's called I Know I Got Skills.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I can't. You're blowing my mind right now, dude.
Video unavailable. The uploader is not made as available in your country.
Oh,
This is fucking crazy.
Canadian fuck. Just
I'll look at it. Yeah, I'll look for
just
it.
go
But
on your
are they
Canadian
good?
YouTube. Well, are they good? No. But I do like that his first two singles called I Know I Got Skills, and the second one is called I'm Outstanding.
I could see. I don't understand. What the fuck? This is
Oh,
crazy.
I
I,
cannot
I,
believe you did. I can't believe you weren't even aware of that.
I wasn't. I'm dead
Oh,
serious.
that's unbelievable. Okay, so we go into the 90s. 90s rap. Tupac, Nas, Wu-Tang, Puff Daddy, Biggie Smalls, Mace, Notorious B.I.G., Busta Rhymes. Who were you into in the 90s?
Okay, so I know all of those names, and this is where
Right.
it gets really crazy. So I know them. I know some of their songs. I've watched the Notorious B.I.G. movie and whatnot. Notorious, and then there was I think there was two that they came out with. I barely listened to Sean or Puffy or P Diddy or whatever the fuck his name is. Um,
He's always going to be Puff Daddy to me.
Yeah,
That's what he was.
I'm not saying I
Yeah.
didn't hear anything. I just barely listened to him. Whatever came out that was popular or whatever that was part of. This is when I kind of just fell out of it. I know of
Okay.
the Wu-Tang Clan. I couldn't name you one song, and I know they were fucking
Really?
huge. And I
Oh,
know that they have
man.
Method Man and everything, and then they all spread out, but I just wasn't into this
No,
is
I get
where
it. I get it. Yeah.
I was into Pearl Jam, Rana, Red Hot Chili Peppers at this point.
Wait,
This is
what was the second band you said?
Nirvana.
Oh, Nirvana. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
You kind of cut out. Okay.
okay. Pearl Jam, and then like oh my God. Um Alice in Chains,
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden to a
So
degree,
you
to a
really got into
degree.
the grunge stuff.
No question, absolutely. But
Okay.
I didn't leave metal behind. Like some people did, and they thought it was kind of dead. I was like still listening to I still listen to Maiden. I was still buying like Fear of the Dark, and No Prayer for the Dying and whatever. While grunge was huge, but at that point, I definitely wasn't listening to metal the way that, listening to the rap the way that you guys were. Like Busta Rhymes, I knew he was around. I didn't listen to him, and he was a fantastic rapper. Suppose he was really good.
He had some bangers on his first few albums for sure that I still listen to this day. Yes. Do you really want to party with me? Let me see just what you got from me. Yeah, I'm not
Like
doing it justice, but
it's fine, but like these are the ones that 50 Cent know of them, know some of his famous songs.
yep. So that's so funny. So I'm just like a few years behind you because once 50 Cent got popular, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this shit. I
Yeah,
know these few songs, but that's it.
because this is when it became hip hop. It started getting groovy, and it wasn't what I remember it being. Maybe I'm wrong with this, but I remember it like Wu Tang
No,
sounds like it
it's
still
just
was
our
part of.
age, dude.
It was, and you're probably right. But I think when it was rap and it became hip hop, there was a shift in some of the music. I don't think it was the same. And it maybe age played into it, but
In my head, Wu-Tang is still kind of tied to the quote old school.
that's what I would agree with
Yeah,
that from the
yeah.
little I know of them.
But they're like right on the dividing line of what became like the next era of like Puff Daddy and Mace and Biggie Smalls and
Yeah,
Master P and all those fucking people.
yeah. And again, know the
Yeah,
names, know some of their
right,
songs. I'm not
right.
saying I'm totally divided. I didn't like the Shaquille O'Neal thing still blowing my mind, but
I love
the
that.
but everything else. Oh, hey, you're back in. But everything else, like yeah, by that point I was out, and if I was still listening, it was like the body count stuff. It was still like a little bit of ice tea and whatever. It was like the carryovers that I was already listening to, but it was not like I wasn't getting into the new stuff at that point because there was too many other bands that I was just digging.
Right.
And we haven't even talked about the fact that I loved Aerosmith and Van Halen as
Yeah,
well.
see those bands I only knew like just whatever was pumped out on radio, their singles. Some of them I liked, some of them was just like, yeah, whatever. But those were never bands that I was like quote into. So
Yeah. No, I had AC/DC again, another one. I had almost all their albums. save for a few of them, like Power Age. I didn't have Flick of the Switch. I don't think I had, but
Oh, so you got into AC/DC at like a younger age?
very young. Terry and
Really?
I,
Okay.
yeah, Terry and I, like I would say that. Well, that was like one of the first metal bands. So 86, I guess, 85, 86. I think it would have been 86 because Who Made Who? That's when I got into them.
Oh, okay. I think, to be honest with you, I think my first exposure to Aerosmith, I mean, I'm sure I had heard Back in Black and You Shook Me All Night Long, but I remember hearing Money Talks when I
Oh,
was
that was
like
91. Yeah.
14
90
or
or
15,
91? 90.
14 or 15 and thinking, wow, this song's awesome. And I
That
knew
was
who
a
they were.
that was a resurgence because they had Back in
Right,
Black was amazing, and then they
right.
always had good songs on every album. I think
Yeah.
their album right before that was Blow Up Your or well, Blow Up Your Video was on it. I can't remember. I might be fucking up the name. I used to know those albums off by heart, but Blow Up Your Video was definitely the big song from that album. I just don't know if that was the name of the album, and that didn't do very well, I don't think. And then Razor's Edge came out, and it was like,
That's what it was. Yeah, Razor's Edge. That was the
yeah,
album. Money
yeah, it was
Talks.
huge.
God, that
That was
song's
huge.
fucking
And
awesome.
Thunderstruck, of course, which is still to this day
Well,
played every sporting event you go to.
I know it's crazy, and I'm not even wild about that song, to be honest with you. It's not terrible, but it's not one I ever pull up and listen to.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, but it's been so overdone now that yeah, I take a break from it. But no, it's great. But I was into yeah, I was into all that, and so that's what carried over. If you looked at my CDs there, you'd see some rap, uh, every Iron Maiden, every like the Megadeth I was into. I loved Countdown to Extinction. I guess would have been the last. I think I had Euthanasia, but I started they like he's cranked out so many albums now. I couldn't even tell you how many albums he has.
So I was completely obsessed with rap from 80, like 86 through about 96, other than just, random songs here and there. I still liked the random one-hit wonders from the late 80s and the early 90s, but there was no like real acts, groups, solo artists that I was like really into. It was just rap. And then in early 96, I heard on the radio one day, Sweet dreams are made of these. And I was like, excuse me? What is this? Marilyn
Yeah.
Manson? Who is she? So then I got obsessed with that song. And then the next year, dude, I'll never forget this. I was working at a gas station. I was 20 years old. And I was standing there behind the register one day, and I hear on the radio, and I don't want you, and I don't need you. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? As you can see on my shirt right here.
And everywhere in your room.
And seriously, this is going to sound stupid. It flipped my musical world upside down. Once I heard The Beautiful People, my whole outlook on music changed for the last 30 years because
Yeah.
of that one fucking song.
It's interesting that it was Marilyn Manson out of all, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm not taking anything away because I'm a,
No,
a
I
fan
know.
of
Yeah, yeah.
Marilyn
I
Manson
know.
as well. It's just that that's the one that did it for you. That was the flick of the switch, and essentially took you out of rap. And again, I know you still appreciate it. And
Well,
still
it,
listen
wa-
to
it
it,
was
but
like it was the combination of hearing that song and then like 2 days later seeing the video on MTV and seeing his insane dark imagery for that video.
yeah.
I was like, I need this. I need this in my life.
Well, Antichrist Superstar was a great, but then I mean, was it Mechanical Animals or
Yeah.
is that the next one? His follow up? I like. Okay, I got to be honest. I mean, I like that album too. I liked, and I think I told you this, and you were like shocked. The Golden Age of
This is my favorite Manson album.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. Yep.
Yeah, Hollywood's good, too, but the Golden Age of Grotesque. I love, and I know you're not a big fan of that one. You like it though.
Oh no, I like it. It's just not one of my favorites. It's
Yeah,
it's definitely got bangers on it for sure.
for me, that was almost one of the ones that was like from start to finish. I was like, this is
Oh,
like,
really? So
yeah.
was that like your dive into Manson? Was that
No,
album?
no. I knew Antichrist Superstar,
Oh,
and I
okay,
knew
okay.
Mechanical Animals. But then by Hollywood, I was like, okay, more of the same. I'm not like. Then I listened to Golden Age of Grotesque, and I'm like, I love this. And I even remember playing it for Carrie, and she was like, who wouldn't be the biggest Manson fan, like would like a
Right.
handful some songs here. She liked some of the songs there too. It was just there was
Really?
just something about them. They were almost like poppy Manson, and so that it worked.
He definitely changed his vibe for Golden Age of Grotesque. I mean, you can see in the videos he made and the songs, but I will say track six on that album, which is the title track, The Golden Age of Grotesque, the name of the song. We're the lower community and we claim to the press. It's amazing. There's something so eerie about that song. It's fucking awesome. I mean, Mob Scene's good. This is the new shit's good. I mean,
This is new shit. Kills me. I love it still to this day.
there's a lot of good songs, but it was almost like after Antichrist, Mechanical Animals, and Hollywood, that one just like went like like off a cliff for me, kind of as a whole,
Wow.
because he completely changed his vibe. Yeah.
What's the one where I think it was an older one. I think it came out before Antichrist Superstar. Is it the children? Something the children are. Will I eat the
Or
children? What is it?
Portrait of an American Family.
Portrait of American Family, but the other one is it where rock and roll
Smells like children.
smells like children.
Rock and roll inward.
Yeah, it's a good cover.
That's an EP. There's like 3 cover songs on that, and then a bunch of weird like remixes and shit. But that
Yeah.
Smells Like Children is what Sweet Dreams is on.
Yeah,
That was the big promotional push for that EP, was the Sweet Dreams cover.
yeah,
That's when he
yeah,
like broke big.
yeah, absolutely. So, and how many times have you seen him in concert?
14. Yeah.
His
And
email
I'm
is
going
Manson
50,
fan, everybody. So I was like,
666 at hotmail.com.
I knew
Come
at
at me.
Hotmail. No one has Hotmail.
I made that address in 2000. I'm going to see him for the 15th time in September of this year. Come at me.
Wow. So I've never seen a band that many times. I've never seen a band more than twice.
Well, you can see
Oh.
what's behind me, right?
Exactly. Well, I can, but even if a band I love, like I've seen.
No, I
Maiden-
know.
I mean, okay, I guess I could say I've seen the Headstones, which is a Canadian band, because they played at every like dive bar in St. Catharines back in the day. I think I've seen them 3 times.
Who?
The Headstones are a Canadian band, a rock band from '90s. Hey, check them out. You might like them. But they're like a rock band. They're not like Manson or anything like that. Like,
Have you ever seen Manson in concert?
no, but I would go. I
Oh.
definitely would go.
Fuck. That's a shame.
And you loved his new album, or his newest. It's not so new anymore.
And that's the thing. As much as I love him, he has released some shit breeder albums.
Yeah,
But his
Hey,
newest one that came out a year and a half
that,
ago,
that word's trademarked.
it is. I'll give you credit for that.
I just-
But his newest album came out a year and a half ago. Is his best album in 24 years.
yeah. Did you like that
Fucking
one,
awesome.
Rose-colored glasses or whatever? Or like, what was that song?
Don't break my heart, and I won't break your heart-shaped glasses.
That-
No, that
that-
album's terrible.
That was like, I think he was really trying to shift. It was like almost like a Kiss Dynamo or something like that. I don't know. Like it was like he was
There's
really
like
trying to.
3 decent songs on that album. Yeah.
Were you into Nine Inch Nails?
Just like Closer and Starfuckers Incorporated and
Head Like a Hole?
Head Like a Hole and Hurt. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was just very, very casual.
Yeah.
I love Starfuckers Incorporated though. The
Yeah,
video.
no.
You've seen the video, right, with Manson in it?
Yeah, I almost positive. Yeah.
That's why that song was written, because of Manson. Trent Reznor wrote that about Manson because he
Oh,
was a quote star fucker, like trying to get like all the promo and all that shit. And then Manson ended up being in the video with him. It's amazing, dude.
that's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe you've seen him 14 times.
14 times.
He's got
First time
toys
was
of
in
them,
98.
everybody. He's got little toys of them. Show them your
Yeah,
toys.
they're in the other room.
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
sorry. I would, but they're in the other room.
No, it's fine. It's
I know.
fine. I was just putting it out there. But and then it stayed there. Like, are you done? Is Manson kind of the end? Like, I got to admit, I haven't really expanded. I will say that I have like some new bands that I dig, that are like, rock focused or whatnot. But I still feel like when I go back and I look at what I'm listening to for the most part, it's
Uh-huh.
all old stuff. I think I'd say like Muse, who's been around now for a long time,
Oh,
shockingly a long time.
Muse.
Yeah, I really like our whole family seems to
I
love
know
Muse.
that I know that one song. What's that called? That their most famous song.
Oh, Pressure.
It's almost like a Manson song. Uh, God damn it! It's on my phone.
And did you go down? You went down the metal route though. Like you liked death metal. Like you liked Norwegian death metal. I
Liked? Do you see this CD wall?
look at this.
Dude, this is all Swedish, Norwegian death metal. Like, that's 95% of what I'm into. Once I
Wow.
discovered that shit, I went down a rabbit hole like you would not fucking believe, dude.
And
And
that's
I'm
the stuff
still
that
into that shit.
That's the stuff that I don't know when you look at the cover of the album and you don't know what the title of what the band name is because
Oh,
it's just a
the
mesh.
logo, because it looks like a
Yeah,
bunch of branches
yeah,
strung together.
yeah, exactly.
That's when you know you have a bona fide black metal band, dude. Yeah, yeah. But no, I got into that shit like 25 years ago, and I've just been obsessed ever since. This is fucking pissing me off.
But I can't believe it. So no, I've not gone that route. Like I said, when I went into it, that's when I
So,
discovered when I did my metal thing. That's when I discovered Ghost. That's when I discovered Lamb of God because
okay,
I'm like I
thank.
had never, I and Lamb of God openly says that they were like Pantera played a big role into
Right,
where they
right.
came from, and they were the next generation. And when I first heard them, I'm like, so something about them at first, I'm like, they won me over almost upon first listen. But you,
Really?
well, like almost. So when I listened to Burn the Priest, no,
Oh, you've heard that album?
yeah. So
Oh,
I started,
yes, dude.
I went in order,
Really?
and then I heard one as the palaces burn,
Yeah.
and I was like,
No. You skipped
oh,
New American Gospel.
New American Gospel. Sorry, I
Yeah.
did that. Then as the palaces burn, I'm like, okay, I'm getting into them a bit, and then it was with Murta. What am I? Why am I trying to blank on
Ashes
the
of
name?
the Wake.
Ashes of the Way. So that's the album.
That's when most people got into them, when the
So then,
Ashes of the Way came out.
and for whatever reason, they found their voice, they found their
Yep.
style, and they perfected it on that album. I went back to listen to Ashes, or as the Palaces Burn, or whatever, and I
Yeah.
like it. A lot of people think that's one of their best albums.
Oh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite.
I thought it was you. And then I went back to
Yeah.
listen to New
Yeah.
American Gospel and I liked them. But it's like
But
I like that. I like Sacrament. I like Wrath, which a lot of people don't. And then I liked Resolution, which I know we
I
just talked
don't.
about
Yeah, I
on the
don't.
things. And then I thought they got, and then their seventh album, which I always fuck up the title for,
Sturm und Drang.
Star Room Drum. Yeah, exactly. Possibly my favorite.
Dude, oh my God. Dude, you just literally melted my heart. I think, okay, let me just start at the beginning with Lamb of God.
Take it away. Yeah.
Because when Lamb of God came out, well, I can't say I was into them from the beginning because that was Burn the Priest, which
Yeah.
came out in 98. So, if any of you listening right now, Lamb of God, if you know that band, they were originally called Burn the Priest. So, very smartly, they changed the name of their band because they would have never gotten anywhere with the name Burn the Priest. So then they changed the name of Lamb of God. In the year 2000, They came out with a New American Gospel. I got into them in 2002, about 10 months before their second album came out, which was
Wow.
called. Oh
You're
yeah,
still
no,
an
I
early
got.
adopter. That
Oh
was
yeah,
10 years later,
no,
man.
no,
10
no,
years
no.
later.
I got
Sorry.
into them. I got into them when New American Gospel came out.
Yeah.
Just randomly because I read about them in a magazine. I bought the CD. I was like, well, I'll buy this. I was like, wait, what do you mean 10 years later?
Because I told you they were my blind spot. I didn't actually get into them until I went back and I started doing this deep dive into all the bands that I
Okay, okay,
so
okay.
it was 2000 and 11 or
Oh,
12
yeah, okay.
that I
I
was
got you.
doing
I got
this,
you.
and that's when I was listening to Death, Cannibal Corpse, Lamb of
Okay,
God,
okay.
everything that I had missed because I just stopped listening to metal and I didn't go down all these little. But the rabbit hole wasn't deep. It wasn't into all the Norwegian death metal that you've got on your wall there.
Okay, so their first album as Lamb of God came out in 2000, New American Gospel. I bought it about 2 years later on a whim because of something I read in a magazine. Fucking loved it. And then about 10 months later, the second album came out, which was called As the Palaces Burn, which to this day is still my favorite album of theirs. Every fucking song on As the Palaces Burn is a goddamn banger. Amazing. And then the next album, which was their third album as Lamb of God, um, Ashes of the Wake, is when I'll say most people who are fans of them got into them because they had gotten on the Ozfest tour that summer and they got big promotional push. And then because they had signed with a major label, which was Sony slash Epic Records, and
Yeah.
they were really pushing that Ashes of the Wake album, and especially the lead single Laid to Rest. So a lot of people got into them at that point, and then the people that did not get into them at that point got into them 2 years later when Sacrament, the album Sacrament came out, and the single Redneck, which I fucking
Yeah.
hate.
I actually don't mind that album, but it's definitely the
No,
more accessible.
I like the album. I don't like that song, Redneck.
Yeah.
To me, it sounds like you told an AI
Right.
play a Lamb of God song, and they spit out Redneck. I just don't like it. But anyway, I've seen
Black into the Sun or whatever that.
Black and the Cursed Sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking love that song.
That song
Yeah.
is fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm not gonna go album by album. We don't have time for this, but Lamb of God is fucking amazing. And Christian, would you say, at least from a vocal standpoint, is that the most extreme metal band you're into?
Yes. So that's where I was going to go with. But when I heard
that's
that,
what I figured.
and for most people, like I played it for a girl at work. I remember I played it for Carrie. She can't take it. She's like some of
Right.
the songs. She'll give it a try every now and then, but then she'll be like skip, skip, skip. But every now and then she'll give it a try. But I remember playing it for someone at work, and they're like, "Oh God, no!" Like it just terrified. And
Exactly.
but I admit, I said this earlier, you almost have to train your brain because at first it's just crazy noise with a thunderous
Yep.
kind of machine gunny beat, and you can't really make heads or tails of it. And then you sort of train your brain, and then you start hearing the nuances. And sometimes then you'll hear the lyrics. At first, it just does like, and I know some of the bands are like that. Lamb of
Right.
God, you can actually make out. I'd still say New American Gospel, though it's probably a little harder to, and it becomes a little bit more accessible. And I think, like I said, Sacrament became their very accessible one. Wrath was kind of like a part two to that, if you will, in my opinion. So I think like I still like that Broken Hands and Grace. There's some
Broken Hands is great, yeah.
Yeah.
But I completely agree with you. When I got into them was when New American Gospel came out. So that was my introduction to them.
Yeah.
So that vocal style is what I was used to. So when As the Palaces Burn came out, and you could actually hear him enunciate the words more.
Yeah,
I swear to God, the first time I heard that album, I was like, "Is this the same guy?"
yeah. You know,
And
so
then
you know they
I looked in the booklet, and I was like, "Oh, it is the same fucking guy."
so they before, is it Omens? Is that the album or is that the song?
Well, it's both.
Yeah, so before Omens, you know that they did another Burn the Priest album, right? As like almost
Well,
like
they
yeah,
did an EP.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think it was covers, was it not?
Duke. It
Duke?
was called
Oh, it's called
Duke.
Duke. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just sort of like for the fans that just to be like a throwback or
Well,
whatever.
it was like a fundraiser kind of thing.
Yeah. So, but I was on board with all those, and I did still like. So when I got into them, I think Resolution just dropped. That's not the reason I got into them. I got into them because I was doing this deep dive into the blind spots of metal that of the 2000s and that I missed, and they of course were top of the list. And so I listened, and like I said, it took me a while. I remember going through a grocery store, listening, and Omerta came on. And
Oh
that
yeah.
was the one, that's what solidified me as a Lamb of God fan. And then that made me
I
go
figured
back.
it was that I figured it was that album.
But Laid to Rest, I actually quite liked
Oh,
too.
dude.
Like the song Laid to Rest, like from the album.
It's amazing.
But Omerta was the one that really
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck, this is great. And then that album was definitely more accessible than As the Palaces Burn, but then Sacrament was even more accessible than that. It's like
Yep.
they figured it out, but then they went and they do what a lot of bands did. It's almost like they did that, and then they started releasing the heavy shit again.
Yeah.
It went backwards. So when you said I Melt Your Heart, are you saying that your third favorite album is of theirs is Strom Dum Dum or whatever?
Sherm und Drang. No, that's not my
Dum.
third.
Okay.
So you've heard their new album that just came out, right?
I haven't given it the full. I said I was going to. I've been crazy.
I've only heard it twice. I can't even give my full opinion on it. That's not enough. I will say, so if I had a gun to my head and I would say rank your top 3 Lamb of God albums, I would say As the Palaces Burn, because every song is a fucking banger. I'd say that, New American Gospel. Fuck. See, I'm one of those people who think Sturm und Drang, the 2020 self-titled album, and 2022's Omens are all fucking bangers.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, that's just Lamb of God, sounded like Lamb of God. Kind of like AC/DC.
Yeah.
Critics say.
Yeah.
They're probably right, but I don't give a shit. It's still fucking amazing. So I'd probably say As the Palaces Burn, New American Gospel, and if I'm being honest, probably Ashes of the Wake. So their first 3 albums, but still.
Have you seen them in concert?
7 times.
Holy shit. I have not. I've not seen them.
Dude, I was obsessed with going to concerts from 01 through like 2013.
Wow, it's crazy. That's awesome though. That's fantastic.
I saw them opening for Mushroom Head. Do you remember Mushroom Head?
Yep. I remember the band name and
Lamb of God opened for Mushroom Head in 2001. And I didn't know who the fuck they were.
Why does Gary's penis always make it back into the show?
It just feels so good in my mouth. I can't help it.
You love shrooms. All right, Kobe. Kobe's wanting to walk, so we'll have to start this. But we needed to talk about
if you want, we can stop this and pick it up some other time.
That's where I
feel like we have unspoken stuff.
And that's fine because we can continue it, and we could do like a
part two. Yeah,
absolutely. Part 2.
Let's do that. Yeah.
And
because I still have all these random quote Rocky 4 or Nightmare on Elm Street 2 questions to ask you.
Yeah. There's so many. Yeah, we left.
And we also have just streaming versus physical media, 80s pop, we got to do another show, dude.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We'll do it. This was a lot of fun. This is great. And yeah, the next show might not be next week. It might be down the road. because we want to
And if,
kind of
and if
build
you
up
want to
some
go ahead and
anticipation.
if you want to release this, that's great.
Oh,
Then
we're
we
definitely
can
going to release it, and
do
then
it.
we'll do
Okay, cliffhanger. Yeah.
cliffhangers, old school exploded head cliffhangers. Well, wait, no, we
Yeah.
can't call it that because we never ended up doing the cliffhanger.
So are you guys done?
Yeah, I think we are like we're done because Dave has actually announced that he was done podcasting. Now I don't know if he meant that he would break. I feel like he said overall he didn't want to be burdened, putting a burden on like if he was to be on the
Right.
22 Thoughts podcast or whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if Brandon, Dave, and I wanted to get together and record an offshoot show, I think if Dave was
I can't
available.
see him saying no.
No,
I
no,
mean,
I don't think he was
yeah.
against that. He just didn't want to make promises and then have to bail because his life was so crazy that
Right.
it was interfering with things. So I think he just said, "I'm done."
Is
I'm
that
paraphrasing.
was that really a problem? His life's like nuts right now.
It
I mean,
was.
I
I
know
think it was getting to the
you're
end.
not going to include this.
I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it. He announced it on that little. He did a little video that spoke about it, but I think he was just saying that he was hitting wrenched a lot, where he'd have best laid plans. He knew this is what we're doing. Like
Yeah,
tonight, we're going to be doing this, and then suddenly
right.
someone needs to be picked up from somewhere, and then he's like, "Fucked," and he's like, "I told you guys, I'm
Yeah.
busy." So
Yeah.
never say never. I don't think we're ever make it to 300, and it is kind of nice that we made it to 275. As
Yeah,
and a capper,
you're not going to make it to 300.
but
But you guys do need to do like a grand finale at some point, though. You
I
can't
thought
just end
we
it.
we try. I felt like we did that with
Well,
we
you kind of did, but I feel like you didn't really put a total bow on it, though.
it was like a half-ass bow.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh well, we'll have to see. 276. Here we come. Well, yeah, we still chat. It's not like or maybe
Well,
more
dude, there's no
recent.
time limit. You can do it in 5 fucking years if you want
Yeah,
to.
it's no different than TGIF 13. I had like a 4 year hiatus.
Exactly.
Anyway, no, this has been awesome, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, this was
Yeah,
Chris's
dude.
idea. He said, I want to talk. First, he was like, I just want to do an Ice Cappuccino interview. That's what he wanted to do. I go, well, we can't do an Ice Cappuccino interview because Ice Cappuccino's dead. But we could talk about how we made the albums. And that was the joke. And then he's like, you know what? Let's talk about music too, because I never get to talk about music, and I love talking about music, and so do I.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we hope this was fun. We hope you're still listening. I hope it wasn't too pompous when we're talking about Ice Cappuccino. I was trying to give you the warning that I was just going to talk about it as if we just made the music, like it was a real thing. But even if it was pompous, it was Chris's fault.
It is. I take full responsibility. And we're
Oh,
not
no,
done.
this is awesome.
We're not done. We're not done.
No, we're not
going
done.
to finish this at some point.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I
Okay.
appreciate it. All right. Well, until then, have a great time, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Chris,
All
you have
right,
anything to
dude.
say?
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Christian and Christmas music, extravaganza.